9:00. Let's get started. For the Charlton Planning Board, we're filming this. There's no Zoom call today, so it's being recorded. Today is December 3rd, 2025, 7 p.m. I'd like to open the meeting. We have a full agenda today, and I see the first item on the agenda is the decommissioning bond for NextEra Energy. I see Mr. Nolan. Welcome, Mr. Nolan.
Chris Nolan again, our corporation, consultant for North Sturbridge Road Solar Farm. We only objected to two of the requirements that you had in your draft order. One was the annual and 5-year review period. That's contrary to both the site plan approval from 2018. It's contrary to your bylaw. And I would point out that the bylaw and our initial plan, and the plan that was accepted by this board, has an escalator for 20 years already attached to it. So I think that the intent of the bylaw is pretty clear, that we come in, we get a bond approved, there's an escalator that gets approved based on the anticipated inflation rate, and we don't have to go through that. I would say that from an economic perspective, the repeated coming in front of this board is an extreme financial burden on the solar producer and on the operator. And I would suggest that at some point that rises to the level of a violation of the Dover Amendment. Mm-hmm. The second objection we had was to the pollution requirement that you put into the board, into that. We're more than happy to provide pollution insurance. Mm-hmm. That's the ordinary manner in which pollution coverage is obtained. Including it as part of a bond is, as you could see from the insurance people that responded, is just not how it's done. Mm-hmm. So we're more than happy to have a requirement, and I think, as a matter of fact, there is a requirement in your initial in the site plan package that we filed to have a liability policy that includes pollution endorsement. Mm-hmm. If there's not, we're happy to provide one and provide a certificate to the town of Charlton to that effect. Yeah. So those are the two objections we had. Right. I redrafted slightly. I put in the actual number that I think we agreed to into the redraft, and I excluded those two provisions from the redraft. And we'd be happy with that order as I've redrafted it. I'm happy to answer any questions for the board.
So thanks, Mr. Nolan, for coming back and for your review. The 5-year review has been pretty common in some other towns due to the changing rates with which some of the materials are costed out for removal and remediation. So they may actually go down over time.
I don't think that's ever going to happen. Right. We all know that's a gas light. Everybody in the building knows it's a gas light.
All right. So then it's.
But you should. But then you should allow me to put a 5-year inflation of 5 years on it, and recalculate it down to 5 years inflation, and then reanalyze it in 5 years.
That was the intent, actually. Just review.
Well, $641,000 included a 20-year escalator, right. Not a 5-year escalator.
Yeah, 20 years with a 5-year review period, just to
no, because when we drafted it, that wasn't right. Part of the order. When we drafted it with a 20-year escalator.
I hear you.
Without any provision for a 5-year review. Yeah. To review that. Yeah. So if you want to.
Part of the 5-year review is also to make sure to ask and identify any changes with the property and the equipment at the facility itself. If anything has been swapped out, what is the status? What is, because we have to monitor every year. In fact, there is a provision for yearly reporting for output.
We're happy to provide yearly reports as indicated, but they should not be part of the decommissioning bond. Okay. They should not be part of the decommissioning bond. The decommissioning bond is straightforward under your bylaw. It is for decommissioning the facility when it's no longer in use. Yeah. Period.
Thank you. And the second part of the pollution, it's more hazardous waste remediation and hazardous event, the cost of a hazardous event for the town. If that happens, how is that paid for? So
the pollution insurance covers that.
pollution includes hazardous waste?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Any pollution that's caused on the site includes that.
Yeah.
And I invite you to ask your council about that. I figured your council would probably be very quick to tell you
Yeah.
that it would be unusual to include that in a bond, that would be a requirement specifically of an insurance policy.
Yeah. That's great. I'm not sure that that's true. And what you're saying is your corporate insurance would provide that level of risk protection for the town.
That is correct, and
not
we're required.
bonded, but just in your corporation.
Correct.
So we're worried about
We can make
the
you a-
deed changing hands.
We
and
can make you
ownership
well,
changing
you can
hands.
put a condition, I don't object to a condition.
Yeah.
We don't object to a condition having pollution insurance
Mm-hmm.
for the duration of the project. But it can't be part of the
Yeah.
decommissioning bond.
Yeah, understood.
That's not the way they write them.
Yeah.
I mean, the
Yeah,
insurance
there
company,
was-
there couldn't be
there
more
was great
confused about
dialogue
this,
on
as you
that.
can see
Yeah.
by the email string I sent you.
There was great dialogue on that. Thank you.
So that's it. If there's any other questions, I'm happy to answer
Yeah.
them.
We have our counselor.
Don, if I could, can I just do my quick summary, because then council will know
Yeah, please.
the work
Thank
I've
you,
done
Lori.
ahead of time.
Yeah.
So, we are definitely in agreement with the amount, but we have to remember that amount came from the 2045
Mhm.
amount. So, that in itself, we probably could go lower
Mhm.
if the project provided the outstanding issues. And Graves also said he had some outstanding issues. The worksheet, we can't use this worksheet if the quotes are not there. We had no specific quotes for recycling. They can't give you a specific quote on recycling if you don't provide an SDS sheet with what panel was used, the number of panels, the chemical composition, the weights,
Yeah.
because some of them are 95 cents a pound.
Mhm.
But you have a mono silica panel weighing different than a poly, like 5 pounds difference,
Mhm.
which doesn't sound like a lot, but over, 18,000 panels, that could be different. So we did agree on amount, but if we had that worksheet, it could be a lower amount.
Mhm, mhm.
This is a high amount.
Right.
So if he provided that, we could then possibly reduce this, and then any subsequent owner would not have a leg to stand. They could actually say, oh, that's too high, that's against the Dover Amendment, right? Anything unreasonable.
Yeah, right.
So if we go with that amount, we could be in violation.
Mhm.
All they have to do is call their attorney and say they're in violation. They took a 2045 amount and they're making us pay it in 2025.
Mhm,
I think you all see where I was
Yep.
going with that. So, and as far as the whole thing of decommissioning is returning the land to the pre-project state. If they find that their soils
Mhm.
have leachate in it, those soils then become the hazardous part that we're discussing. We're not talking about whether something happens between now and the end. This is the end. Whatever they do for pollution between now and then is whatever Graves wants. But a decommissioning bond returns the parcel to pre-state. And how this came up was that on their own bond by Zurich, and it has a bond number here, and I called Zurich, and their website's quite nice. You can just plug in the bond amount and it tells you if it's valid. This bond did not even exist. And this was given to us, this was well, I guess it's 2023. And on here, under section 8 for council, the surety's liability under this bond shall not extend in any manner, nor will the surety be responsible to pay any sums due related to hazardous waste cleanup, wetlands mitigation, remediation actions, removal, or responsibility for any of these pollution risks whatsoever, unless such matters are a direct result of the principal's actions required as a result, blah, blah. Well, that puts the burden on the town to say, they'll say, oh, that was the solar panel company. We didn't know they had X, Y, Z in it. This is a new industry. There's several manufacturers on one field. So that's the one clause that kind of makes it the most expensive part of this. It's
Yep.
just like a false sense of security.
In fact, right, because they call out pollution, hazardous waste is not included in this
Right,
surety.
so,
Yeah.
but on, you know, as far as the surety company goes, there's still a cap on the dollar amount. So they're still not going to have to pay more than, say, 641,000. It's capped. So I don't understand the issue. I think number 8 should just disappear. And I called 2 surety companies, and they said you can write it however you want it. But this is a tough industry because nobody wants to look anti-green. But, so that's the one, that's where that all came from. It's just that. And then the third thing is the owner isn't even listed on the last amount, the letter from PAR. The new owner is Madison, and that's not in there. So there's just things we've been asking for several months,
Yeah.
and it got knocked down and things got moved. This project has been going on a very long time, but there has also been, I have a whole history of a cease and desist. It's not our fault. I apologize that one meeting that Mr. Nolan had to come all the way here for nothing, and that's unfortunate. And
Yep, okay.
But, and then the last thing is, we got a letter today that Kurt pulled their permitting. Did everyone see that?
Yep.
Okay, so that's how, I guess how this is. And then that last letter that Mr. Nolan suggested was on town letterhead. So I'm confused whether, was that indeed written by planning board, or did Mr. Nolan put it on town letterhead and attached it? So I think that's a
Can I
little
respond?
unethical.
Right, yep.
Can I respond? I made it clear in my cover letter that that was a revision to your letter. Made it perfectly clear it wasn't deceptive in any way.
On our letterhead?
I made revisions to your Word document that was sent to me. I didn't export it to Word so that it could be revised. I revised it because it was sent to me as a document to review and comment upon. So I commented upon it. I made it very clear what the revisions were.
So we have in front of us.
Bear with me just a second.
Yeah,
The
please.
stop work order, we put in a new building permit application as of today. The original company that pulled the permit has gone out of business. Secondly, the property continues to be owned and will continue to be owned by by Sturbridge Road Solar Farm LLC, regardless of who the underlying entity is. It's still owned by the same company. So there's no requirement that we change anything.
Yeah.
We have no intention of it. And as long as the property continues to be owned by Sturbridge Road Solar Farm, it will continue to have pollution insurance. That's why it's excluded in a bond, because it's included in an insurance policy.
Right, understood, thank you. So we have the decommissioning plan, the one I have in front of me is dated February 2025, is that the latest?
And listen, we're happy to provide the
Yeah.
additional information that
Yeah.
you've asked for. If you look at my draft changes, I didn't change any of the requests that the board made as to the updated information. Update to table 1 based on any changes to the design since application approval, such as the number of panels, power generation value stated in DC,
Yeah.
changes to equipment, manufacturer and model, changes to recycling, third-party contractor, etc. We're also more than happy to agree
Okay.
to a separate revision of the site plan approval that talks about an insurance requirement,
Right.
maintaining that and keeping the town on
Okay.
as a certificate holder.
Good, thank you for mentioning that. Any other discussion? And I'd like to open it up to council remarks.
Yeah, sure. For the record, Attorney Christopher Alphen, Blattman, Dabrowski, Haverty, and Silverstein. I'm not quite sure after this discussion tonight if there's any controversy left for the board to hear. I think it's important to hear that the board is limited to approving a decommissioning opinion. And there's already been a site plan approval issued, and that decision controls. And we can't really go back and change the conditions of what that says. You may want to think about the things that you're bringing up today in future decisions to add as conditions, but the condition in this particular decision that was granted back in 2018 was limited to issuing a disassembly performance guarantee, and I think we have to rely on what Graves has provided us to think about other things and potential issues that may occur between now and disassemble. It is sort of out of the purview and out of the authority of the board, unfortunately.
I don't follow the disassembly, a decommissioning bond is always returning the land. So we're
Yeah.
okay with the
Yeah.
amount, but
Yeah, so,
I think what we're identifying is some gaps in coverage that are in the bylaws that include like hazardous waste.
well, you're talking
removal.
about hazardous waste
Yeah.
in the case of something that happens between now and when it becomes decommissioned, or at the time of
At the end.
Well, I mean, Graves, provided a report. If you think Graves' report is improper for any reason, then that certainly.
Graves didn't write the decommissioning bond.
Mhm.
Graves does the site plan. We're talking just the bond at the end for,
Yeah, I think
right?
it's just omissions is what
Just
we're
the end. I
concerned
don't
with.
have anything against what Graves has done. This is,
Well, they came up with an amount, I'm not sure.
no, they didn't.
Yeah,
Carr came up with the amount.
They just
I saw that in your
They
letter.
approved it.
They
They-
approved
They
yeah,
approved it.
They reviewed it.
But we're not
yeah.
questioning the amount, we're
Yeah.
questioning the what-ifs, right?
The
The
omissions,
liability
yeah.
to the account.
And this could be even lower. Graves approved without any updated, this is
I'm
kind of
sorry.
expensive. I'm trying to save them a little money. If they put the right amount down, it'll,
Yep,
To the
please.
What happened, so, great, there's an insurance policy, but insurance policies, they get changed, they get canceled. The town wouldn't be notified if that happened, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing, so,
If
I'm
there's
and
a-
I'm just thinking about liability.
yeah,
What
so
protects
if
the
there's
town?
if there's condition in the decision, and it sounds like the applicant's willing to agree to it, it runs with the land, so it's gonna run with the land that you have this insurance policy, and you name the town as a potential beneficiary to it. So it's not gonna be an issue if it changes hands, because it's
What
gonna
if
always.
the policy just changes? What if I decide that I don't need $1 million coverage anymore and I only need a couple $100,000, you know?
The
what I'm
town's
like-
gonna be notified with 30 days before
By
any
who?
such changes. By the insurance company. That's what a certificate holder is entitled to. If you're a certificate holder on our insurance policy, then you have entitled to 30 days notice at least, if not more. Is that correct, counsel?
That's correct.
For any
And,
change?
Yeah.
but more
Any
important.
cancellation or any change in the
But
policy.
importantly, any sort of change or modification to the policy would be if you put certain stringent requirements of what the policy should be in part of the decision, any sort of change would be a violation of the decision, and then they're creating a zoning violation, essentially.
Yeah, so then we can ask to see and make sure the insurance policy covers hazardous waste,
Of course,
testing,
yeah.
remediation for each individual owner, and make sure that it runs with the land and is of some value.
I've
Exactly,
requested
and
a
that's,
copy of the policy to provide to the
Yeah,
board
that
from my
would-
client.
and that's
I've requested a
different
copy, so
than.
I'm waiting for
Yeah.
it.
The difference, and that's a difference between what's going there and then the disassembly bond that's a requirement as part of the 2018 decision, which is at controversy now.
Can we ask for a surety bond that does include hazardous waste remediation?
No, I think that that's beyond what the 2018 decision says.
But it's in the decommissioning language in the bylaws.
At the time the decision was granted, I don't think it was.
It was,
you remember too, we had a little gray area which we didn't want to dive
Right.
into, where this project was vacant, sat there for a number of years.
Okay, yeah, okay, we'll have.
well,
So
that's because of
that's
COVID, so we had the
something
COVID
else.
protection.
Yeah.
Under the COVID law, we had,
Yeah.
2 years
Right, right.
where everything was suspended,
it's-
all the deadlines were suspended.
A
2
decommissioning
years
and
and
a
3 months, I think.
disassembly.
Yeah.
So that would include a decommissioning bond or any other aspects of this.
Okay, so it's.
And I'll point out, Graves initially approved a $220,000 bond, saying that that was normal and appropriate.
Mm-hmm. Right.
We've agreed to a
Yeah.
substantially larger amount.
Yeah, agreed. I agree, it's the omission of hazardous waste.
But
coverage
that's, we've complied with what the site plan
The
approval
bylaws
requires and what the
at the
bylaws
time.
required at the time.
Yeah.
You can't go back and change the rules. You can change the rules prospectively,
right,
but you can't go back and change the rules retroactively.
Right.
That's no way for a planning board to plan economic development in a town.
So, through the chair, so what I'm hearing is we can, with your permission, change the site plan to include insurance on the property for hazardous waste mitigation.
If you'll allow me to
Policy.
review the language
Okay.
beforehand, then I will,
Well,
we'll agree to, I'll agree in concept to that
Okay.
requirement. I believe it was already required as part of our original submission,
Okay.
but they're more than happy to continue to maintain that insurance. It protects them as well as the town.
Okay, and the town is a certificate holder, and the town as a certificate holder.
I think, again, that was
It's
part of the
already-
original
okay.
submission, but the town would be notified if there was any change
Okay.
in the coverages or the existence of the policy.
How would we come up with a value? What's a good way to come up with a value?
You just, it doesn't, there is no
for
specific value, there's just, we have a problem, I don't know what their number is, but I'm sure it's millions of dollars.
Yeah,
On their pollution coverage. I don't know exactly what it is, I haven't gotten their cover sheet
yeah,
yet.
okay.
I requested it,
So-
but I'm sure it's substantial.
Yeah.
Because again, it protects them, this is a large ongoing concern, this is not a fly-by-night kind of entity. Madison stands behind Sturbridge Road Solar Farm LLC, and, yeah, they want this project to be successful.
So you're gonna update and get your hands on the insurance policy coverage for us, please, and then maybe
I'd like
make
to-
any changes to table one and the policy itself.
Can
to
you
get that updated.
segregate those things into two separate things? The insurance
Yeah.
on one piece
Yep.
of paper?
Please,
See, as,
right.
as an agreed upon modification of the site plan approval.
Yep.
And then just approve my bond language,
I-
so we can move forward.
Mr. Chairman, I agree with that approach, and I think that that's a
Yeah.
very reasonable request by the applicant.
We can do that. It's gonna be contingent on, the surety bond being able to look up the surety bond.
Of
by
course,
whatever
we have no,
identity. Yeah,
we have no
okay.
problem with the
Yeah.
town doing due diligence.
Right.
We're not trying to pull the wool over
Okay.
anybody's eyes.
Fantastic, Mr. Nolan. Got it. Two conditions, then. One is to update, at least two conditions. One I hear is for the insurance policy visibility and transparency. We'd like a copy of that. You're gonna work on that. And the other condition would be,
That would be, I think we could phrase that first document as an agreed alteration of the site plan approval,
Yeah.
okay?
If you agree to that, I think that would be fine.
And then that's a site plan approval change, so that goes back to the site plan approval, which continues on going forward. And then a separate decision on the decommissioning bond that only applies to a disassembly performance guarantee. Has no import or anything else
Yeah.
on hazardous insurance, or hazardous waste. You'll be covered with the insurance
Decommissioning.
by the amendment
yeah.
to the site plan approval, you'll be covered. And listen, we want to satisfy the town, we're not, we're just trying to do it in the right way. We can't get a bond, contrary to what is being said here, we can't get a bond that includes hazardous insurance.
Have you
But as
seen
long-
that?
No,
It's
see, keep
it's
saying
hard
that.
or it's impossible to get that? Has that been your?
Well, did you read the email string I sent you from the,
They won't do it.
That's one
they've
insurance
never done it,
company.
they don't understand it.
Yeah, yeah,
So if you go to an insurance company and you're doing something they don't understand, what are they gonna do? They're not gonna do it.
yeah. They're not gonna respond.
I think it's not as difficult as it sounds like a whole hazardous policy. It's just, it's decommissioning, disposal, remediation, returning the land back. That's
Yeah, yeah.
the problem here, not if something happens between now and the end. It's decommissioning, disposal, recycling,
The
not,
bylaw says a disassembly performance guarantee.
but we don't use that word
That's, all.
disassembly.
Well, whether you use it or not, that's
It's
what
not
your
in our
bylaw,
bylaw.
that we came in and had this approved under, that's what the bylaw said. That's the controlling
And the
language.
spirit of that is disassembly and returning to the condition that you arrived at the land.
I'm looking at the plain language of both the site plan approval
Yeah.
and your section 200, 5.21I.
Well,
That's
either
controls.
way, I
That
think we're
controls.
moving forward.
Yeah.
Right, this
controls.
is, we're moving forward, it's semantics at this point.
We've come forward with more than is required, in my opinion, by this. We've come forward with more. So, again, we want the project to work,
Right.
we want to have a good relationship with the town, but this is becoming, the cascade of requirements that are coming from the planning board is beginning to look like obstruction.
So what are the changes that need to be done to the decommissioning plan now? Just so that we have that for the approval.
I think it's already written into your letter. Update to table 1 based on any changes to design since application approval, such as number of panels, power generation, value stated in DC, changes to equipment manufacturing model, changes to recycling third-party contractor. I'm happy to provide that information. Separately, I'm happy to provide hazardous waste, hazardous materials, what's generally referred to as a pollution endorsement on a liability policy.
As an amendment to the original site plan. All right, why don't we handle number 2 first, the decommissioning policy changes. So the conditions we had were the table 1 updates to the as-built condition, and any changes. Otherwise, we've previously stated these in our previous meetings, because I understand Mr. Nolan, he does need to get an amount and get this formalized.
This project is built.
Yeah.
It's 90%
Yeah,
built.
and this is the
We're just trying to
time.
get, we're just trying to get it over the finish line.
Any discussions on that? So let's deal with that decommissioning plan updates.
You mean the worksheet?
Yeah, the worksheets. And so previously, in a couple of meetings ago, we had a conditional approval, and those conditions were updating the table for the as-built conditions. I forget some of the other language.
I'm looking at your correspondence from October
Yeah.
7th.
SDS,
Yeah.
I think that's a fairly good place to work
Yeah.
from. I made limited changes to it that I think meet the spirit of what we're talking about today.
Yeah, let's go forward with those.
yeah, at the bottom where it has recycle the PV panels, it looks like they would make 2,300, am I reading that right? But.
Table 1?
Yeah, table 1. As we know from dealing with other companies, there is a dollar amount for recycling. It's not free. You don't make money on the panels. It costs money. So, and this is where I think if you knew the type of panel, they could have a good quote. The company that they had provided was out of business, so that's
So
just something
updates to
everybody
table 1
does.
includes an SDS sheet and updating any removal prices based on panel count, and transportation and non-recycling disposal and weights and all of that, Mr. Nolan. The recycling value and the scrap value, we really don't, that's nice information, it doesn't affect the bond, so.
Specifically
Yeah.
excluded by your bylaw.
Exactly. But we will require an update for SDS, and if that SDS changes the recycling transportation cost or the non-recycled disposal cost because of the materials, we'll need to see an update, and then we'll probably have to have grades reviewed.
By the time we come back in 5 years, they're gonna be recycling the glass too.
So you'll update that, that's one of the conditions, update the table, we'll have Graves review it, just make sure that's up to date and as built. So we'll require SDS sheets on, make, model of panels and counts of all that equipment. So let's move on that decommissioning, and the amount, I think, is, may get updated due to that.
Yeah, it may get lowered.
Should that be the case? I mean, are we,
Should we wait for your update and then approve it when you get a new value if this has changed?
Yes.
yeah,
And then we'll have great, if you could submit that.
So, can we put, it's gonna take a little time to get that
Yeah.
done. December's a tough time to do that.
Yeah.
Why don't we, at least temporarily schedule this for the second meeting in January?
Yeah, we'll meet.
And hopefully that by a couple of weeks before that,
Yep.
I did the schedule.
All right.
January 7th and January 21st.
I'd go with the 21st because there's a lot of stuff going on between now
All right,
and then.
we'll
Okay.
put you on the agenda for that. We'll update the table, we'll review the table, and see if there's any value.
That gives you enough time to get it to
Yeah.
Graves, once I
Yeah.
submit it.
Yeah.
I'll submit it hopefully before Christmas, so you can get it to Graves and get some information back from Graves
Okay,
in a timely manner,
good, thank you.
all right?
Perfect, yeah.
So no motion?
We need, yeah, we don't really need a motion on that, that'll just be
No.
working, and we'll continue this until
All right.
the meeting for the 21st, we'll put you on the agenda. The other issue, then, that will need a motion is to amend with council's,
Yeah, if it's
amendments.
okay, I would like to review, I don't even have the 2018 decision. If
Yeah.
I could get that from Randy or somebody. It may be the case that no amendment is needed and what is in the decision is sufficient.
I don't think an amendment is needed, but if one is needed, I'm happy to provide it.
Okay.
I think that we were required under the original site plan approval to provide, to keep and maintain that
Oh,
stuff.
all right, yeah.
Yeah, and
okay.
so,
Yeah.
and what we can do is make sure that the insurance policy is sufficient to meet the requirements of the decision. If for some reason, after the discussion tonight, I don't think that the insurance policy is sufficient, and maybe the applicant will agree to an amendment that will make it a more stringent policy, then I'll bring it to the board's
An
attention.
amendment to the policy, to the insurance policy.
To the plan. yeah,
To the site plan
decision.
approval, that would require certain
Yeah.
Yeah.
more
Got it.
stringent requirements than
Okay.
Then
is
what's
already in the
decision.
approved, in
What's
the, in the site plan
decision.
Yeah,
approval.
and the
So you'd
AC
like
to DC,
re-
that was something
Review the language
Graves wanted.
of the original
Yeah.
2018 site
Yeah.
plan.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, that would be good.
Jane, there's an April 3rd letter that
See you in
spells
6
out
weeks.
some things.
Yes, we
We
don't,
done?
we don't need a motion on that.
No.
This is
No.
just up there. We'll continue and see you
Well,
on
sorry.
January 21st.
We need
Yeah.
a,
Holiday.
Yeah.
continue or anything?
No,
We good?
no,
Okay,
we don't
there you go.
have to public
Hey,
hearing.
and this one's for-
Yeah, this letter's a good one, because it's the most
Yeah.
recent from Graves
Mhm.
with the increased 6.75 DC.
Okay, I'll have that.
I don't know if Randy had me look at anything else. Do you need me for anything?
It got moved.
So the villages got moved.
Yeah, the villages, that was the other
That's
issue.
right.
Let me know when that finally
Yeah.
happens, yeah.
It's happening
The
Okay.
Ponican Hill Division is up for review next. Sure, we don't need any legal counsel review here today. For that, I hope, right?
All right.
Thank you,
I hope,
Counselor,
yeah.
for coming in.
Yeah.
Next up on the agenda, we have, just to mention, we have GM Properties, the Villages at 35 North Main Street. The applicant has requested to continue this meeting again until our January 7th, 2026 meeting. So we will, that will be posted for our January 7th meeting. No motions needed for that, we'll just continue that to that date. Third thing on the agenda is our public hearing for Fabiola Cesar Estevaran Ponican Hill definitive subdivision. Have some content here for that. Do I need to read this into that?
Yeah, you have to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Notice of public hearing, Charlton Planning Board. If you gentlemen, if you could just set this up within the camera, maybe, yeah, near Lori or.
I'll
to
move.
the right.
I'll move.
Yeah, maybe,
Maybe-
Lori, if you could move over one and we could move that over. Thank you. Meanwhile, I'll just
Put my back to the door now.
read this. In accordance with MGL 41, Section 81B, Charlton subdivision regulations zoning bylaw, Chair Warner will hold a public hearing Wednesday, December 3rd, 7 PM, Planning Board office, in person, on Main Street, on the application of Ponican Hill Estates, Fabiola Cesar Estevaran, 172 Southbridge Street, Willimantic, Connecticut, 0154, for a flexible definitive subdivision approval to subdivide 60 acres of land into 11 building lots and open space off from the now eastern and western portions of Highcrest Road. The property ID is Assessor's Map 21, Block A, Parcel 5, the zone rural residential R60 and agricultural AG. Copies of site plan are available in the planning board office. Thank you, welcome.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. My name's Peter Lavoy. I am the project engineer and I work for D&L Design Group. We're out of Milford, Mass. With me tonight is Vincent Iola. He's the representative for the owner. He's the one that's been dealing with the town. He's the kind of the middleman.
Thank you for coming in tonight.
No problem. So this is the original approved plan, and I highlighted the area that we're working with, which is in red. So like you said, I think it came out to like, this red area is like 34.5 acres in size. So we're here tonight because we want to do a modification to the way this roadway, this is Highcrest that comes all the way through, and then there's a paper road that comes down and ties into Highcrest. So this dark area is already constructed. Those are the existing lots that are out there. There are roadways, comes up to a temporary turnaround area here, and then there's a turnaround area here. There's also a dead end that just comes up. There is no turnaround because of the topography. So that's the big reason why we're here, is because of the topography. And this, the way this was designed originally, the roads were 10%. It was pretty tough to build. So right now you see this red area, you see 17 lots that has been approved previously, and then the roadway that comes from this cul-de-sac to this cul-de-sac is, I want to say it's roughly 1,300 linear feet of roadway that would have to be constructed, and then another 1,600 linear feet to service those 17 lots that was approved. So we are here to modify the design to 2 cul-de-sacs. So this is the temporary turnaround area on Highcrest at the high point, and this is the turnaround area on the low point. So what we want to do is we want to construct, this is roughly 790 feet long, and then we want to construct another 439 feet. So a total basically of 1,300 linear feet of roadway that would be constructed. It would service 3 additional lots here, and then we have 8 additional lots off of this cul-de-sac. So we reduced the lots from 17 to 12. And you can see the topography, and that's the biggest reason why this had to be modified. These are 2-foot contours. So the existing topography is pretty steep. It's roughly almost a 2-to-1 slope. So that's why the original design, the roadway from here to here was a 10% slope. So this roadway is 5%, and then this cul-de-sac is roughly 5%. All these lots would be on septic. They all would have wells. Drainage, you can see in the orange or yellow, we have drainage coming this way to collect the roadway, and then has to go cross country to the open basin in this location here. So this open basin is the same location that was originally designed on the original subdivision. It's the parcel A, which is 45, if you look at the original, this original plan, this parcel right here, parcel A, that's not a building lot, that is the detention basin. So that hasn't changed. It's the same size. It's basically the same. The roadway is a little bit different, so the drainage getting into it is a little bit different, but we did design the new roadways for stormwater management.
But the detention basin is the same size?
Same size, yeah, I
original?
figured,
Yeah.
the thing is, I looked at this project, didn't want to change too much. I
Yeah.
wanted to keep, it was already approved, so in this way, we have less impact.
Mhm.
So we reduced the development, and then we also increased the open space. So if you look at the original open space, it came out to 16 acres in size. So that's 16 acres that would be saved, undisturbed and open. We're increasing that to 21.5 acres.
Mhm.
So by reducing the roadway and the number of lots, we reduce the development and we give more open space to the town.
So I'm just trying to get the overlay. This is hard to read, but the original, with the red and the color, I'm trying to see where the new turnarounds are.
Yeah, so if you look at the original,
Some circles, yeah.
so if you look at this is the wetland area, so the cul-de-sac comes up and it stops right there.
Okay, right there.
And then you have 1, 2, and then there's a third lot right there.
So that's the first cul-de-sac
Right.
there.
And that
Okay.
location of the
Yeah.
roadway is basically in the same location that was originally approved. It's just that we didn't go all the way through, so we were able to change the grades on the road. I can do an overlay too if you want on this, I could, so you could see it. I could show the proposed cul-de-sac where it lies, if you want.
That one, and then the other one,
So the other one, you come right here, see
Yeah.
this cul-de-sac right here? It kind of wraps around like this, because I wanted to stay on a contour, and it kind of ends probably right about here.
which is,
So it just comes like this. Something, well, it probably comes out further.
does that say like original lot 52 or something?
I want to say the cul-de-sac is on lot 54.
54, the original lot 54?
Correct.
Let's see a lot of numbers.
Yeah.
That's 54 is there.
Right. Clear, any board members have a question? You see where he's putting the cul-de-sacs?
And I want to say it's
Yeah.
going to be right there,
Right.
and then right there.
And so you're turning from the original temporary cul-de-sac and you're
Coming right to there.
putting it down?
Yep.
Right. And then what happens to the original piece of road that was supposed to connect those two? What's the status of that road?
So that will be it'll be, it's approved, but we're modifying it, so this
Yeah.
road will go away as
Right.
well as this road all the way.
Right.
And now this
Yeah.
will be all open, this will be all open space.
Okay.
So this area here, because of the topography, if you go out there and you drive to this dead end, it's like straight up.
Mhm.
So this whole area here, coming down and around,
Okay,
is gonna be open space.
so that temporary cul-de-sac touching the open space is going to become a permanent cul-de-sac?
This one?
On the bottom?
This one here?
To the, no, to the right, where I see the open space. And there's a temporary cul-de-sac?
Yeah.
No, there's nothing.
There's nothing there.
There's,
Okay.
Yeah.
It just ends.
It just ends.
It's a
It goes
driveway.
right into a
Are
hill.
you making it a
No.
cul-de-sac?
No, because that's gonna
Okay.
be all open space.
All open space?
Yeah,
So is there what are you doing that whole road will go away?
will go away.
Okay, no
So that,
cul-de-sac
this whole
there.
road will go
Got it.
away, and then just this little cul-de-sac will be there,
All right.
which is this. That's it. That's where the
Yeah.
road ends.
Yeah.
This is where, see, you can see right here, you can see the roadway. Here's the intersection. That's on that
Yeah.
original plan, and then you can see the road continuing. This is the old road right in this location here.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
going away.
Yeah.
So then you're gonna just come in, the cul-de-sac here, and that'll just be 8 new lots there.
Right.
And like I said, just 3 lots.
And
then
High Crest will have no
connection.
connection to Vista Lane,
Nope,
going away entirely.
that is correct.
And so it'll end with this cul-de-sac here, and then what is the roadway? Is that still called High
That's
Crest
still
Road?
called High Crest Road.
What about that?
I don't know.
Somebody's gonna need to change.
Yes,
Yeah.
on one of those.
Well, this,
Like,
yeah, I mean, they have,
Fire department.
they have existing houses on this portion here, so maybe High Crest West and High Crest East, I don't
There are
know.
numbered houses on there.
Yeah, there's,
On
there's,
both?
on both,
On
yes.
both?
Yep.
Okay. Mhm.
May have to work with the fire department.
Yeah.
Figure out what they.
Yeah, we haven't got any comments, I mean, I haven't seen any
Yeah.
comments from the
Yeah.
fire department.
Yep.
I mean, the only comments that we received were from Graves, and we're working on, responding to those.
So that's, I mean, that's a minor.
Yeah, yeah. And then Hannah's Way remains, no changes with that.
No, Hannah's is over here, no.
Yeah. High
This is
Crest
it.
Road intersects with Hannah's Way.
Right.
And as intended, that is still.
Yeah, no, this is, this
Yeah.
red area is the only area
Got
that
it.
we're here for, nothing,
Just checking.
nope, nothing else.
All right. Okay. Got it. And then you renumbered the lots?
Yes.
Okay.
Just, yeah, for what we're here, I mean, I can change the numbers,
Yep,
but
yep, that's fine,
just,
I got it.
just 1 through 8 on the top, and then, 9 through, 9 through 11. So there was just 3 and 8, so 11, that's it. I counted this one, because
I have
that,
a question, Bill.
Please.
At the end of the cul-de-sac, what is the road frontage? Because it's a subdivision, can you have a smaller amount than 150? Some of these lots on High Crest, are they, is that what we require in that zone for road frontage?
I think we met with the planner, the surveyor met with the planner, and he was saying when you're in a cul-de-sac, I think you can have a
It's okay.
reduced frontage.
Okay, I'm,
I think it was maybe
Fair
100
enough.
feet you could be
Okay.
reduced to, I don't remember. I think it's 100.
and then the open space before Deer Run. About how much space will the people that have homes on Deer Run have before it butts up to, say, lot 106's property boundary?
Where's Deer Run?
Here, so isn't this in here? So these homes would, with open space, would butt up to the High
Oh,
Crest.
so Deer Run down here, okay.
Yeah,
Yep,
about
yep.
how, I just, for these people they might wanna know just how much.
Okay, yeah, I don't have that plan, but
It looks,
these lots, so you're gonna increase, there's gonna be more open space. So this red area that's open space, this hatched area over
Mhm.
here, so this is only 13.47 acres, that's gonna be 21 acres now. Because this whole area,
right, but there's
because-
nothing there now, so I'm
Right.
just, as far as, they're gonna see this and go, oh my, what's my backyard gonna look like?
oh yeah, no, but this is gonna be increased
So-
a lot more.
So they'll have.
And that was already an approved subdivision plan, so
Oh, it
they
was?
could, that was already.
Yeah, we're not
So it's-
decreasing,
And it was
the open
kept
space
current
at all.
this whole
Yep.
time?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, it'll be increased
Oh,
along Deer
good.
Run.
All right. Excellent start. Perfect.
You just have to read Rose's letter.
Yeah, I see, there's a, have you had time to review Graves Engineering?
I did,
review?
I've gone through it a couple times, we'll be starting to
Okay.
do the changes with the
Yeah.
drainage report and
Right.
stuff like that.
And our conservation director also had some comments.
I haven't
She has
seen her
okay.
comments.
Yep,
We did
Well,
file a notice of intent,
okay,
but we have not heard back.
okay.
I have not heard back from conservation.
That was her comment, she hasn't seen an application or paperwork for a transaction for this.
Oh, I thought we did submit that. Because
Yeah.
we did submit
As
that
of,
online with
yeah,
DEP.
today?
No, she hasn't received it.
She hasn't received it
Okay.
yet, so.
I
That's
think
all
we even have a DEP number already,
Yeah.
because we've already filed. Okay.
Sure, but there must be not, you have a DP for the new plans and changes
Yes,
already?
yes, we did submit.
But nothing through conservation here.
Yeah,
She's saying that
I thought
she's
it
seen-
was.
She's confirming that the
Yeah.
DEP.
But she still needs.
She hasn't.
You still have to go
Okay.
to
Okay,
her.
no, I understand that. I thought we had submitted to her.
No.
Right, okay. What are your thoughts on the Graves comments, Peter, for their,
I
what you
think it's
see as
just,
the biggest?
yeah, so what I think just cleaning up the drawings, because, I had started them, then I stopped them, and then I went back, and then I kinda missed some stuff.
Yeah,
So it's just a little bit, and going through the drainage.
right, right.
I think that's the biggest thing,
Right.
would be the drainage.
Yeah,
to-
yeah.
But I mean, like I said, we're reducing the development, and we
Yeah.
kept the basin the same size, so I
And
don't.
is there only one basin for the whole development?
Correct.
Yeah, yeah, okay, so they definitely have some concerns about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's no
yeah,
problem.
yeah. Okay. Any other comments from the board? And then I'll open it up to the public. Okay. Please.
Okay, Bill Blasius, and I'm wearing two hats tonight. So I'm the president of the Charlton Heritage Preservation Trust. We're in the butter. We have the little rectangular piece of open space at the bottom. And I'm also a member of the Charlton Open Space and Recreation Committee. And when I looked at the plans the other day, it looked like the open space was going to be landlocked.
Okay.
Like with no access.
Okay.
Yeah, so one of the things that we're trying to do in town is open up accessibility. You know, it could be as little as a 3-car wide apron. So the Preservation Trust has 3 parcels in that development. They're all landlocked, virtually no access, or there's like a 3-foot easement, which is just horrific, like no one's gonna use that. So, yeah, this is just a great opportunity to, from the beginning, as long as the bulldozers are out there, take care of something like that. So now that our property isn't huge down there, it's like
Is it right
another-
here? Is this the open space?
Yep, another 3¼ acres.
Okay.
To, yeah, pile that on top of another 20 acres, and it becomes useful for all the people in that development.
What's at the end of Ponican Hill Road on Deer? Is that access into that land, or is that just an empty lot?
This one?
Yeah,
That's access.
that's access to that open space?
You can walk up that.
I don't know, I don't
But it's
think
private-
my
it's
client
private.
doesn't own it. He doesn't
Okay,
own that,
okay.
so.
That's part of
That's
the.
previous.
It's
So,
owned by GA Development and Property Management.
Is there parking on it?
No, although some guy parks his truck there, but
So
it's just like a lot. It's got trees on it and a trail.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's private property.
Right, right. It is. And so you're, Mr. Blasius, your open space that you're concerned with is down here above Meadow Lane over there.
Right
Yep. And it would just be great to mash all that open
Yeah.
space together and make it accessible, and town wins.
The open, and Charlton Heritage doesn't own the open space over here to the right by any of that?
No, that's all the
No.
developers.
That's-
Okay,
It'll be
Yeah,
transferred later, if
Yeah.
they want it.
yeah,
Oh, I
okay.
see.
So it looks like there should be some sort of access available from the westerly portion of High Crest, right? I mean, that abuts that open space land.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
something
that-
over here.
Yeah.
I think that's access through a swamp.
Yeah.
Is that the wetland boundary?
Yeah, I got you, I
You're a
got you.
turtle.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're a frog, it's great.
Yeah,
But like right where the temporary cul-de-sac is now.
Right here?
No, on the,
Up there?
yeah, way up top going into the goat trail.
yeah, way up there. Yeah.
Way up there, that would
Yeah,
be amazing.
yeah.
A suggestion.
Can't hurt to ask.
The one that goes to Turnpike, the Mass Turnpike, that,
Well, it would parallel the pike.
yeah,
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 so you're talking up here.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because there is a,
There's a previous.
there was a recreation area that was originally approved. This
Yeah.
lot right here,
Yeah,
there's a recreational area that
yeah,
was part of the development
Yeah.
at the time. So, I mean, I don't know who owns that.
You do.
It's
I don't think we do.
we don't.
We don't own that.
No?
We only
That's not
own what's in red.
I thought you owned on the other side of the
So
lot.
this has already been developed, and I don't know if these open spaces were already, if the town was already given those.
yeah.
So but this, we did title research and we don't own,
Okay.
that's why it's not highlighted in
Okay.
there.
You
Because
pop
we
up
don't
on
own
Mass
this lot
GIS.
3 either.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
That lot 3 is another
Oh,
owner.
interesting.
It is interesting, it was.
That work, so it was approved as part of the subdivision to be a recreation space, but it never got,
But not part of your subdivision.
We know,
Yeah, we
These are
don't.
separate.
can be accessed from Vista, Vista Lane,
I'm looking for it.
that open space underneath, if that all gets bound to
On the
what's down here on the
bottom,
bottom.
What are you talking about here?
Yeah, yeah.
If you go out there, you can't access it.
it's somebody's
It's like a ledge
driveway.
face. It's a ledge face and it's straight up.
Okay, gotcha,
And this roadway looks like a driveway,
gotcha,
Yeah.
good.
from what I remember. It's been a while since I've been out there. But I can look at doing something, we can look at doing something up here.
That'll be amazing.
On the Mass Pike side.
Correct, that's what, yeah.
Something up there, yeah.
I can look at something.
And then how about down below towards the meadow?
Yeah, no, I was just looking, I might be able to throw something right here with this. We could do like an easement for parking where that tree is.
Yeah, that would be great, Peter.
I'll have to just look, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be one thing that I'll look at.
Yeah. So parking off the cul-de-sac or something?
Yeah.
that would- Yeah,
Just like an apron, it doesn't need to be
Yeah.
much,
yeah, right.
just so people feel comfortable
Mm.
going in, because otherwise, like seriously, you feel like you're trespassing on public land, which is really weird.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, would you consider that? That would be great.
Yeah, I'll talk to my client.
Perfect, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Any other comments, questions from the board? Good. From the public, please? Any other comments? If you could just state your name. address.
Sure. Matthew Metcalf. I live at 20 Henry Vista Lane.
Yeah.
I'd like to know what's going to happen to Henry Vista Lane, because right now it's like, I'm worried that we're not going to be able to get into and out of our driveway in the winter. The last person that like kind of, you know, put a pipe there, the road is still dirt at the end because they were supposed to blacktop it and they didn't do it. And I've called in several times, nothing's been done about that. And we can barely get into our drive right now. And it's
Yeah.
kind of weird, it like doubles back, it's like a 180 hairpin turn to get in and out of it.
And where is that,
That's,
if you don't mind?
that's
Thank you.
right here. This
Right
is-
at that intersection?
Yeah, this is my property, and it ends right there at the end of our thing. And when the snow plows come, they like push snow there, it's like kind of growing out into the road because of the dirt. And I'm afraid they're gonna like plow us so that we won't be able to get out of our drive. We have to like back out and try and use that space. In the summer, it's doable, but in the winter, it's bad.
So you're like the first lot to the left on that high
Yes.
crest?
Can I ask you a question? Does your company own these two lots?
We own one,
You own that one,
Yeah.
but not this one?
not that one.
Okay.
Right, so that's, neither of those are part of the development, his,
Correct,
Mr.
yeah, like I said,
Metcalf's
only the
ownership.
red. We only,
Sure, yeah,
my client only owns the red.
yeah. Right,
Because in his deed, they call out the individual lots that he
yeah,
bought. So that's how we came up
all
with
right,
the.
all right. So it's technically not part of Huntington Hill.
But I'm worried, like, what's gonna happen that if this is allowed to go through, nobody's gonna, like, this area, like my house is on a steep hill. It's a very steep driveway. These are like a very steep hill, like this. Like nobody's gonna wanna build there.
No one will. This is all gonna be open space.
So.
There's gonna be
but-
no
but
houses,
nobody's
no
gonna-
access, nothing.
Yeah,
And nobody's built to your left, there's no house to your
no,
left?
I'd actually kind of like to buy that property,
Yeah.
just so I can put a garden on it
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
The,
So
this
where's
area
your-
right here, that like goes off, it's not a cliff, but the hill is extremely steep. Right here, I don't think that's like
Correct.
too usable.
He's correct.
Yeah.
No, it's, the topography is a big issue
Yeah,
down here.
that's a hill, yeah, for sure. And your driveway comes off of this Vista Lane?
Yeah, is there a chalk or something I can
No,
draw it?
there's no chalk.
GA
So-
Building owns that property also.
So here, it comes up here, my driveway is at the end of my property,
Okay.
and I have to do like a 180-degree hairpin turn up a steep hill to
All right.
there.
So,
So when I drive out, I have to back out into the dead end,
Yeah, yeah.
which gets kind of sealed over in the
Okay.
winter.
I hear you, and just to be clear about it, it's not part of this development. We would have to
Right.
get in touch with DPW and just ask them about paving that slice of whatever Vista Lane is for the driveway.
Yeah.
It's a public road, right?
Yes.
Guessing,
It's a
right,
public
yeah.
road.
Yeah.
So then, yeah,
But
we'll
we
have
weren't
to.
doing anything because of the subdivision, right? Is that what the situation is?
They're waiting for.
It's been like that for
Yeah.
like a decade,
Yeah,
like for.
since
Forever.
it's gone in, it's
Right.
just, it's a big problem, and then if this goes in,
It is really
nobody's
bad.
ever gonna
I've
build
seen it.
Henry
It's
Vista
really
Lane
very
now.
bad.
Yeah.
And
I remember this came up years ago when they were talking about continuing on.
Can we can't force them to put in a cul-de-sac, obviously, there, and this is a totally separate issue.
Not yours.
I totally apologize, but can we just make a note to get in touch with DPW for that last lot on Vista Lane? Maybe
Just so you can get a good look at what it
That's
actually
the
looks like.
stuff, okay, yeah, so it looks paved,
it's,
To the end of
it's
the
paved a
driveway,
little
yeah,
bit,
yeah,
but the middle,
okay.
like, they had to bury a drain pipe,
Yeah.
which should have been buried and wasn't.
Right.
He came in, because they did a deal to go up to that temporary cul-de-sac on High Crest, and he didn't ever pave it over. He tamped it down and like threw dirt over the road.
Right.
And I tried to tell everybody, and they're just like, oh, it looks fine, and it went by.
Okay, well, thank you for bringing it to our attention. We'll follow up with that. It may take a
So
little bit of
who
time.
owns the lot that's right next to mine?
That's GA Building property.
Yeah, yeah.
GA Building Property?
It
So
doesn't
they-
seem to exist anymore.
It doesn't seem to exist
Yeah,
anymore.
Right. But if it's a town.
Okay,
it
is that who this
Are they
property
paying
was
the
that
tax?
originally bought from, or?
I guess, I think that was the original owner of the whole
Did it
project.
default into the town?
What
or
is it,
something,
what
or-
is it again, GBA?
GA Building and Property Manager is the only thing I'm getting.
Potentially,
I
that
don't
it might
have any
be on
address
the, on
for
the
them.
town list. that's something
Tax
that they
address
want.
is 387 Main Street, Oxford.
Well, you
Her name
know.
was Joe Curran.
Okay.
And then he went down
And it hasn't been a business for a year now.
Okay.
So I would check, I mean,
Right.
are they paying the taxes, or is the
Good
taxes?
question.
You might be able to pick it up cheap if they're default on taxes.
Roll it into open space.
Would, I don't know if this is the appropriate place. Is it possible to talk to your company about that other lot that's next to mine that you do own?
This one right here?
Yeah,
I could,
about purchasing it?
he's their representative, so.
Okay,
It's,
maybe after the meeting?
Well, that's part of the open space that you're.
Right, I know, that's-
Proposing, yeah.
So it's gonna stay as open
Yeah.
space.
I mean, it's gonna,
They couldn't chip it off
Nope.
and sell it to me?
Forever permanent,
It'll-
permanent open place for this
And
bike.
that's not the lot next to you, that's the lot
Right,
next to the
right,
one next to you.
I got it.
Okay.
Why buy it if they're gonna make it open space? Sorry.
No worries, thank you.
All right, thank you. Back to Ponican Hill. Any other issue, any other public comments for this subdivision plan update? If none, can we maybe move to continue? We'll
Yes,
review some of
please.
the comments from Graves and see you in January 7 or January 21?
We'll try for 7.
7?
Yeah.
We need to vote on it.
Make a motion to continue the public hearing for Conifer Hill Estates to January 7th.
Second.
Motion to move, I hear a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Peter, for coming in. Thank you,
Thank you.
gentlemen.
Thank
Great plan. I appreciate the detail in that, and we'll see you on January 7th. Have a nice holiday.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, that's done.
And if you could just follow up with conservation.
We will.
Yeah.
I'm following this for months.
Thanks, Mr. Metcalf.
I do. Say hi to Jim.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night. All right. Next is, we have a couple of decommissioning bonds on the agenda. Would anyone mind if we move to the approval not required for Baker?
Yeah.
Good. Can we do that? Once you get it, you get full.
They're just creating 2 lots.
Okay, so you're just splitting it, and these abut the water, they go all the way to the lake.
Yes,
Yep.
correct.
So they cross
They both have waterfront.
Yeah.
They cross Baker Road, private road.
Okay. Okay, you want my email too?
And that right of way doesn't change, it's still right through the property.
I'm not sure how you classify it anymore. It's a private way, but I guess it's now public because of its use, but I believe it's still classified as private.
So the right to pass and repass is still.
Well, you have a lot of homes that have frontage on it, so I'm not sure
Yeah.
how you,
Yeah.
there's a lot of debate on that.
I
So
mean,
what happened here is, I'm trying to settle the estate, and there were 2 titles on the property, but the assessors had it as 1. So I went to the assessors to ask how that happened. They said, we can explain that when we pull the file. They opened the file was empty. They said I had no choice but to spend the money to do this, put it back the way it's supposed to be. So there are 2 titles, I have to divide these on both pieces. So I was forced into doing this, even though the titles, it makes no sense, but
does the deed show a right-of-way across that property? Do we not, I would imagine the deed, the
Absolutely.
current deed would have it
absolutely.
there, right?
My
And
family
that-
built the road.
And that current right-of-way
Yes.
would go with the new split property also.
The road was built in 1944, so it's before your bylaw, so I'm
Well before.
Well before, yes.
well before.
It's still registered in the deed, I'm sure.
Create 1 and 2.
It's been painful to put this back.
Can imagine.
And then what's the next step? Are you going?
I just give it, I'm settling the estate. There's a
Yeah.
devisee for
Yeah.
the north side, devisee for the south side, but
Yeah.
the assessors had it as one piece, they've been taxed as one
I
piece.
see.
So
And
I
then you'll
couldn't,
sell it and
couldn't
leave
not
it?
sell,
Or just-
I'm giving it to the devisees.
Yeah, got it,
I'm settling the estate.
got it.
What they do with it, that's
And
their
then
business.
Whatever they do with it.
Gotcha.
I just put it back to the way it's supposed to be.
Good.
And Mr. Benson had a concern that we didn't mention wetlands on there, but there's no wetlands, so why would we reference wetlands when there are none? It's a quarry. So that's the reason I'm here. I didn't want any questions or issues. There are no wetlands on this property,
Yeah,
except the lake, and that's not on the property.
right. Good. Any questions?
It was,
So Baker runs right through the property.
yes, it does.
Okay, well, gotcha.
Okay, well, thanks for explaining that. Appreciate it.
It's complicated.
So, yeah. Okay. Motion to,
Motion to approve an A&R plan for Lucy B. Baker on Partridge Hill Road, Baker Road.
motion second.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
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 What is the
Date?
December?
Today's the 3rd. Yeah, yeah, make sure that's on there.
What's this?
Oh, what is this one?
And then 20 years from now, you'll see a signature and say, wow, that's really old. I do, I think that all the time. When I see old, my old signatures on the phone.
From 100 years ago.
Well, I've been on the board since I've been a little kid. It's like 20
Remember the kids.
Yep. I think I was 20.
I'll get this out of the way.
25.
Yeah, I'll get one out of you.
This is why I was becoming a civil engineer. It was like embedded in his skull, like as a little remember when all the when he used to go. He used to be handed around.
I can't read the writing, I don't think you've signed it, but I can't tell. You don't really need that, do
Do you need to come away with the Mylar?
you? Email me.
Please,
Can you take that?
Yeah,
I have a
absolutely.
lot of people expecting it,
Everybody sign it?
and I'm done with this.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Get this done before the end of the year. Nicely done.
So we've been 24 years.
Oh, my goodness. I love the lake, so good job.
There you go.
Thank you kindly.
Great.
I appreciate you letting us in early.
You bet.
Thank you.
See you. Good night.
Thank you,
Good
guys.
night. See ya.
You do that assuming people don't want to watch our meetings.
They didn't have to leave.
Yeah.
But it seems like you kind of pushed them out a little.
No, no.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, they're welcome to stay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Corbett. Welcome.
Good evening.
So,
I am here to come to an agreement on a bond amount for the decommissioning bond.
All right. Which one did you want to do first?
Good lot F up, Griffin Road. I think that's C9. I think that's C9. Lot C9. So this particular plan we've been through together. We've exercised this plan pretty much in its entirety. We've been back and forth with Graves.
Yep.
And last time we were here, we kind of came to an agreement on the structure, and how that was coming to be. And I submitted that back to Graves, in addition with the other two. So we're looking for just an approval on the total amount, to be coming back to you with a form at a later date.
So lot F.
Yep. So lot F, the decommissioning goes through the bylaw, the report here goes through the bylaw, the requirements in which we have to abide by. The original, so Graves had commented back on this, I think he left his comments from the original in here too, because it's peer review number 3. So there were no further comments on all of the comments that were previously outstanding. We added in, at some point in time, we had added in pictures of the site, so that's established, so there's previous, pre-existing conditions, establishing that as a dirt gravel laydown area, for purposes of the site stabilization section within our decommissioning report here. So today's present value on a recycling came to, was, where are we? $511,892.96. We've been working off documents from June here, so I don't want to mess with any of that. We're talking about 20 years out in the future here, so we're not going to fuss over 6 months on that. So we're running through, a lot of that has to do with the prevailing wage rate sheet. I wanted the dates to line up for you, for how this is being drafted and hopefully agreed upon for our surety amount. So today's value of $511,892.96 at a 20-year inflation rate, again based upon that June rate, is $832,274. So that would be our bond carry. I understand you guys have had plenty of discussion on other applications about how you want to do decommissioning and coming back every 5 years. We agree to come back every 5 years to do that. I think it benefits both sides of the table. I think for your standpoint, you're kind of seeing a face for every 5 years, and getting somebody in front of you, and 2, it helps us evaluate current markets. So to Laurie's point, it could be lower. You know, sometimes things can come down, sometimes things change. So we're just providing you a adequate sum as based upon today's rundown of costs associated with the recycling, disposal, site stabilizations, etc., listed out in the schedule of costs. I believe I hopefully made 11 by 17s of those tables for you. I can't remember if I did or not.
That one?
Yeah.
So in your letter, you have an amount of $832,000 in this letter, but it's really 511
Today.
Right.
That's right.
Okay, because that would confuse me. I'm like, why would you go for that if today's date is 511?
Yeah,
Okay.
511 would be today. And
Okay.
providing the escalator, kind of to the gentleman's point earlier, we're providing the cost now ahead of time. What's the point of coming back 5 years? We're providing the cost now. I think it's the right way to do it. You guys have the funds secured for 5 years. Things
I
happen,
think
you
the
know.
Federal Reserve inflation rate's most likely the thing that's gonna change.
Yeah, that's relative. You would, I mean, that you can look back as long as you want, and that's gonna be relative.
But then that'll change
Yeah,
the
that-
numbers in 5 years.
Yeah, that could change numbers in 5 years, yeah, absolutely. If things go haywire, if you have a weird year like '08. So really just looking to get an agreement. It's the full report, and I did bring an extra copy of the full report. Just has a signature page to agree on the amount, so that I can take that and get the form done. It's kind of internal process in the way that we work. Just getting an agreement on the amount tonight. is really what I'm looking for.
And then you can bring that to the surety company and they can insure for that value, and the scope of that would include hazardous waste mitigation.
That would be the idea,
Yeah.
that'd be further conversation later on when we bring the form back to you.
Right, yeah.
So that's,
Okay,
yeah,
that's
but
the direction
hopefully,
you're going.
hopefully
Yeah.
everything's figured out by then as far as that
Yeah,
goes.
and,
But I will say too, you guys should take a look at I'm sure Lori's up on it, on the regulations that are coming out, and the requirements there, and just to tread lightly on AG respond, and look at MLU decisions coming out for particularly, I worked on a Rutland bylaw, and it got passed the town meeting this past fall, they just came out with a decision on Monday for it, and she goes through an extensive review as to how the town should be advised by town council on further regulations coming in. So she does a good job, it might be worth reading.
Okay.
But that kind of stuff,
Specifically for decom stuff, or
it's for a lot of stuff, yeah. And
just
it-
overall AG?
Yeah, because the AG might not agree with certain measures that take place. And that outlines kind of the color around the state regs that are coming, so do you want to align with that?
I have a copy of
Yeah.
the model zoning for battery, and they're saying come back every 10 years for review. And they're saying 125% of the cost is what we should get in a bond. So
Yeah.
they're actually a little better in direction. But that's only if this gets passed. This is preliminary. So it would take that, whatever the 511 times 25%.
I'd rather use the inflation rate.
Instead of the inflation rate, and you come back every 10 years.
It's every
It's better for the
10.
applicant,
Oh, I see, yeah.
for
It's
sure.
better for the applicant, yeah.
Yeah, because you're not
Take it in
carrying
chunks, yeah.
that robust bond for so
Right.
long, that's a huge expense. A carry cost on a bond inflation rate, you know? So that's
Well,
just
it's roughly 1% of the value
I know.
the,
of the surety. How much does sureties run?
oh, yeah. it's like what?
2%?
Yeah, one, or two, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure they're different now than the last time I looked at them. But yeah,
Okay.
looking for an approval on the amount,
Yep.
and I think everything's been kind of looked at by Graves.
Yep.
Do you have to sign something though, to just the amount, or wouldn't it be you sign it when you get the approved actual document from the insurance company? Like, what are you signing?
You're just looking,
It's just our report, it's our decommissioning report and an agreement. We've done this with all the solar fields in town over the years, but this is just to get our amount, so I can bring that, we get the project financed with that amount.
Okay.
And then we can come back.
You're not looking
with-
for a vote, you're just looking for an agreement.
I'm just looking for an
You're looking
agreement
for evidence from us to be able to go
to,
get the thing.
Yeah.
to bring to financing to get to the point
Or else you
of a,
can't get a
of a
surety.
form.
There is a
Yeah.
sequence of events here.
Yeah, that's exactly, this,
Yeah.
the developer process sometimes combats what everybody
Yeah.
sees.
I agree to that, and thanks for meeting the Graves, they had a good, I think it was really just the gravel being seeded.
Yeah, we went back a few times with Graves, and ironed out a few things there and what they wanted to see
Right.
for the requirements within the bylaw, the pre-existing pictures
Mhm.
and such, so, yeah. But I did bring a fresh executed copy from Brendan for all of these.
Yep. Okay, thank you. Any discussion on that?
This one is a lot F. I just brought new ones, Jane. I think Randy has full ones, but we're just looking for approval on that page of.
I like that you
9.
included the map and lot number.
Yeah.
It's so much easier to follow than
Well,
someone
especially with Griffin Road.
reading,
Yeah.
or anyone, because we've had like
Yeah.
2 solar fields on North Sturbridge
Yeah.
Road, and I was like, which one are they talking about?
Yeah, right.
0 North Sturbridge Road,
Yeah,
twice.
financing's very picky about what you
Is
want to do.
everybody
right?
signed or is
Several
it
years.
chair? Do you need a signature from everybody or just Bill as chair?
I guess that's totally up to how the
Yeah.
board wants to handle that.
Yeah.
There's a signature line for everybody, but that's up to the board's discretion.
Yeah.
It might be redundant to have everybody sign it, but,
What signature page, where is the signature page? Instead of me looking for.
I just saw them before.
Any discussion on the amount or the text of the bond? Otherwise, I think we can approve this.
We could make a
Page
motion to
there it
allow
is, yeah,
Bill to
page
sign
is
these to the board
Yeah.
too, so
I-
I make a motion to allow Bill to sign the applications and approvals for ZB battery development for Lot F and Lot G of Larry's Way and Southbridge Road.
Southbridge Road.
Second, that.
Motion second, all in favor?
I-
Aye.
This one,
Okay.
gonna come forward.
So Lot G's pretty much the same.
Lot G's identical, really. I think there might be a little bit of sense change. What's that little? Maybe identical.
What's the name?
Because it's the same size lot. Yep, that's the same. Fence line, everything. It's the same exact site, flip on the other parcel.
Mirrored.
Do you want to go through anything there?
I have one thing to say.
Yeah, give us a second.
Or is it just?
Yeah, it's just, the whole 5 megawatt AC/DC megawatt hours. So I found this great article that explained they have to really over-design a little bit on the batteries because you lose energy coming in from AC when it's freestanding battery. This isn't attached to solar. And please correct me if I'm wrong. It comes in as AC, they lose some. It gets stored as DC, so that's where everything was DC. Because if all of a sudden that battery just was able to let go, this is what it was. And then it gets released back back to AC, so you lose a lot. So I'm willing to not make a big issue over AC DC as long as it's around 5 without going, I don't want to see 6, 7 on this because our zoning, but it kind of makes sense that we want to over-design the battery a little to involve the loss. And then for us to figure out whether the duration is 1 hour, 4 hours, or 6 hours, I could care less. And when I see megawatt hours everywhere, I'm like, cut it out.
Yeah.
I even asked the siting board, I said, just do DC so we know what it can hold at one time.
Yeah.
We don't care how you eke it out, but for a town, it just makes it much easier.
Capacity. You want
Yeah,
capacity.
all across the
Yeah.
board, all the
Not
4 different groups.
Yeah, because that's what really the decommissioning bond's valued at, is the
That's right.
capacity, because you're breaking down the individual battery cells' weight. So you're really paying for the capacity, whereas I hear you.
And
don't
it's just like,
clear.
it's so confusing. But
The-
it's
the-
not when you just finally, if
I
you have.
remember,
If you have a good article like that that explains it,
Oh
we're
my God,
doing
I was
both.
like, it's not rocket science.
Yeah.
It's,
yeah, losses
It's-
both
yeah.
ways.
but, and then duration.
I remember we were talking about decommissioning and working with the grid, and is there an application to be filed to decommission and take offline this property, this asset?
That would be coordination efforts with
Yeah.
National Grid.
Yeah.
And that's to de-energize the site. Yep, so that's kind of part of here too as well.
Is that written in there?
That's
And
part
then-
of the decommissioning part is the de-energizing. So-
De-energizing.
So, yeah, and that's typically done on our side of the table.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
where we can only touch our equipment, so the decom covers, we can de-energize from our disconnect.
Yeah.
But National Grid, it's their role and responsibility to come and take their equipment out.
Right. And do they have to test your equipment to make sure it's de-energized, and is there?
They don't have any hand
Inspection.
in the decom of the site. We can disconnect the site and
Yeah.
de-energize it ourselves, but
Yeah.
they have to de-energize
Mm.
the connection and take their equipment away.
Right.
So they have a separate connection to the grid essentially at
Yeah.
that point because we've disconnected ourselves.
And interconnection or what, like electrical disconnection is the line item that that would include the grid's costs? There must be a filing fee, there must be,
No fees for that. It's their equipment, they own it. They just have to come and take that,
they'll
so.
charge you to disconnect that thing?
No.
Or
There's,
inspect it before they disconnect it, or inspect it after they disconnect it?
no.
They always want
They
some kind of inspection.
they only own so many pieces of equipment, and then we own it.
Mhm.
We have an agreement to be online, So when our agreement is up, they come and disconnect the site, because they don't want it on their infrastructure, because they can't allow for it.
Okay.
That's kind of a process that continues.
Okay, do you have an approval on that one too?
What's that?
Do you have a?
Yeah, I have another one, that's lot G.
Yeah.
Um, to get to the page for you.
Yep.
Yeah, those two sites are exactly the same. And then the Sturbridge Road, 288, Graves had a comment. I had just gotten that back from him on Monday, and I spun it back to him quick. And we had, for site stabilization, I didn't have Southbridge Road, right? The site stabilization I had as a gravel laydown. If he wants to call it lawn, it's lawn. I'm not gonna argue about that. There's grass there from some organics that have been introduced there, but, so I added in, a pretty robust cost of like $40,000 to get that re-established as, a beautiful lawn. So, well, I mean, I wanna do, we've been going through this exercise and doing rates and doing that correctly. I did $2 a square foot for the removal, which is most of the cost. And then bringing in, loam and seeding it. Hydro seed for 14,000 square foot, $2,000. And then the loam alone is probably like 60 yards, 70 yards, so that added 9,000 roughly.
And this is just concrete pads, you don't have deep footings like solar
No,
fields.
yeah, that's only, and yeah, exactly, there's no deep footings. They may even be screws at some point. Yeah, but a lot of the energy storage systems are going to the screws, and a lot of it has to do with the insurance and the compactability of soils and vibrations.
What about
and-
collection of wastewater fire hazard? They don't care about the permeability of just using screws?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's been an issue.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
What's the state saying on that now? Would that be in the guidelines?
It's not yet.
Yeah, and stuff like that typically gets kind of left to
This
the
is more
discretion of
zoning
like boards.
than site plan.
Yeah, yeah, they've come
That's just like the
quite a long way
2015
with their abilities and their
It's kind of
know-how around
vague.
these systems. Just with some events out west and a couple in New York, more recently, I guess, within the last couple of years. But Massachusetts has never had a fire, and we've had batteries here since 2016. So we're doing something right code-wise and process-wise and what we're doing here, I think, and what we have done here already through special permit process. Testament to the way we work here, I guess.
Well, the California ones are huge.
Oh, and that goes to show
These
you
are-
how fast
these
policy
are
moves and how
small.
it doesn't keep up inside the
So they're
cities and towns.
percentage-wise of something to happen when you have
Yeah, they have
5
an
megawatts
awful
versus
lot
1,000.
right next to each other. It's
Increases
insane.
that percent that
Yeah.
something might go wrong.
So there was an adjustment on, I did bring you guys copies if you wanted it. Good to have that file, right?
Oh, on Southwood Road?
Southbridge Road.
Yeah.
This is just it's a repetitive reprint of the first 11 pages, but the last two, the schedule has updated costs and that's reflective in the prior pages as well. And I included my response to Graves, who commented back by email this morning.
Yep, I gave it to them.
That he was okay.
Yep, then he's all set.
Did you put this together in the office?
That's me.
It's so much better than the ones they used to
All
have.
me.
Can I just say what a pleasure it is to have something that we could actually use?
Very professional, Tom.
I try to do things correctly and
Did you get that
for the
raise-
long term here.
raise yet?
What's that?
Did you get that raise yet?
Those are always coming.
Can I have one too? I gave him.
There you
Yeah,
go. That's-
Jeff.
Oh, you got that already?
I got
that
that.
on
I
it?
should
That's-
see
Here you go.
copies here somewhere.
There you go.
All right, I got it.
Okay.
We
And then
won't
those,
have to have any coughing fit with you.
Look at that.
892 is the new value
Yeah, that one went up pretty significantly over the 20 year.
because of the 40,000 adder.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess it's relative.
Yeah, you gotta sign that one.
This is,
And I'll, Jane, I'll get you copies of this, just so you have that signed one on file too.
Yes, yes, thank you. He did.
I'll scan it as a whole document, so you guys can just drop it in.
Okay.
but this one says June 2025.
I know, that messes me up.
Yep, I left June, they're all June. So the June date is
Yeah.
reflected, because all the attachments,
Yeah.
all of the data run up on our costs is reflective of June. So when we're talking 20 years, we're not gonna worry about 6 months, right?
Okay.
It's more like the piles that we have, I think I keep picking
How
up
many
the
more
wrong
pieces of
ones.
paper?
I keep picking up the same with Nextera, I was like, but it's right here.
I highlighted the changes for you on the software. But yeah, this is a good step to hopefully closing on these projects soon, so.
When are you gonna start the Sampson Road one?
When are we gonna start reading these?
No, but Sampson Road, you have the ISO approval.
I have site control as well still. There's a lot going on. Are they still doing solar, the batteries up there? Or they kind of went away?
Or on
Up
Sampson?
above, behind there.
Well, they've got to wait for now.
Yeah, yeah.
You talking
Oh,
about the- you talking about
those.
It's the Florida crew?
Yeah.
They'll be
Yeah.
back, because
Yeah.
they've updated a lease on the 50 acres.
Oh, really?
They still
Okay.
held it.
Yeah, there's a lot going on
And
up
then
there.
you guys have a
and-
lease. for
Yeah.
Kozowski's land on
Yeah, I was
Sampson.
talking to Ken about it, and it's just kind of like, we're holding it for potential, but we are in queue, and that is, there's a
At least it's
whole mess
approved.
going on with National Grid, which is a disaster in itself, so there's a lot of unknowns about this entire state portfolio. As far as energy storage in the state, I don't know how you finance it.
Mm.
It's tough.
They
So-
just hooked up, I was driving by and I saw National Grid doing the right-of-way through Sturbridge that was holding up next North Sturbridge
Oh, really?
Solar.
Yeah.
I saw some trees cutting in
Yeah.
that little road that
Yeah.
cuts over.
I think you pay attention to the tree cut.
Well, I drive that way home,
I know.
I cut around and there's a giant
Yeah.
National Grid tree cutting truck.
Yeah, yeah, they get the
I was
big
like, they
cranes.
finally got that
Yeah.
through. South Sturbridge had
Right,
to meet
right.
with that.
Yeah.
Why is it difficult to get financed? Because the grid isn't giving good direction on their
You've
plan?
got state policy dictating dates that you have to be interconnected, and National Grid timelines on interconnection, maybe not coinciding.
Ah.
There's a lot going on right now
Right.
with the energy storage and I guess how the DOER is looking at their incentive programs and how they're limiting qualifications.
Mhm.
Oh, I thought it was getting easier because of the Climate Act.
We're on the phone with National Grid and the DOER 4 times a week.
They're
Yeah.
like
We
fast
have
tracking.
weekly calls with National Grid about all these projects, and it's, get to you next week. You'll
You're
look
right.
at that, yeah.
And the DOER wants commitments, and the grid's like, we'll talk to you next month, we're gonna,
Yeah, yeah, kinda. It's been a cyclical cycle of that and administration changes for the energy storage portfolio. I've been working on this since 2020. I signed up 70 projects. We have 6 maybe that we're gonna sell right now.
yeah.
So it's tough.
They are updating the lines, though. We see it all over town,
Oh,
reliability.
yeah, they got plenty of
So
money for that.
the infrastructure is getting better, so that might make it quicker.
That money we don't get back.
Yeah, we're all paying
The
for
study
that.
fees and stuff with National Grid is,
Yeah.
it's insane. But this is a good step. I appreciate you all and your patience with me and everything with these. So I'll be back at some point
Yes,
with the
we will.
final
We're
form,
going to the final.
and then we can talk about the rest of it.
All right, Mr. Corley, have a great holiday.
I don't know.
Thank you all.
I don't want to swipe it on you, but I did that when I sat next to Dawn. I think this just gets mixed up.
We just share around here.
We have the field change request that's still outstanding for the Boston Outdoor Living.
Don't think you have it, you can take it.
It's- My husband's a recycler.
So Graves looked at it, Graves doesn't see any issues with it?
No, the whole problem was they used the original 2015 rainfall data, and I spoke to Rose today, and she said she's set with that, and it might get so
Okay, okay.
versus, current, and
Yeah.
the building's up there, everything's done, so we're all set.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're just moving to the outdoor living agenda item, so reviewing the graves, any comments on that, any?
Yeah, so I think we were here few months ago, or a couple months ago with the field change.
Yeah.
So I brought a map just to kind of show what was changed. So this is what was originally done in 15 and extended, you know, for the permit extensions. So there was a trench drain proposed at the driveway entrance. That went up to another catch basin, and it came out into the swale on the side of Route 20. And after going around and around with DOT for a year and a half, they wanted us to get rid of the trench drain that was here in the catch basin and just slide 2 catch basins up here. And instead of it discharging into the swale, they had us add another manhole and send it down to the same location as the detention basin discharged. We also had to add another drop inlet and a direct connection to their drainage. But by doing that, there's some additional runoff that now goes, that wasn't captured. And I told DOT that would, you know, happen, and they didn't seem to care.
Because you got rid of the trench drain.
Because the trench drain now isn't picking up that, you know, that like 30 feet of driveway.
Yeah.
So they're gonna just leave like the end, you know, a little bit of a depression or whatever for the water to be able to get out, and just gonna go down the gutter and go back into the ditch.
Yeah.
But Mike said, well, because you're getting rid of the trench drain, I need an updated stormwater report to show that you're still not increasing the runoff. So I gave him that, and then he said, oh, well, you need to change your NOAA runoff numbers to the new numbers.
Oh, because
But-
time had gone by.
But
But it
we
was
didn't-
already approved.
It was already approved with the old numbers, and
Right.
by doing that, you know, you're increasing existing and proposed by the same numbers, so it's kind of, you know, they kind of flows together. But the problem is the detention basin now would have to get larger,
Right.
and, I mean, this site is built.
Yeah.
We did discuss this with Rose, I believe, last year, when we were discussing the land disturbance permit.
Yeah.
And she was in agreement that we can just use the numbers that were approved in 2015.
Yeah, I spoke with her today.
Yeah.
She said yes.
So, we're just
And we
looking
extended it
for the
all
board
the
to
way
kind
up.
of.
It was approved. I mean, somebody should have said something
Yeah.
before, if that was an issue, to get the thing done. I mean, our biggest thing here is like, we are desperately trying to get into this building. It's like
Yeah.
very important for us at this time. Like, we've already been delayed way longer than we can afford.
Sure.
So, we're trying to make something happen here.
Is that the one that has the for lease? Are you leasing part of it?
We're just renting out one side of it,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, I saw the sign.
So what has Rose, has she put any memos together on accepting this?
Well, there's no conservation on this. The conservation,
Okay.
the wetlands are way down here, the stuff that's on the zone. That's for another project down the road.
So it's not.
But we didn't have to file a land disturbance permit on this side because it was already under construction before that
Right.
bylaw was in place.
Right. And so conservation has no.
They have no anything to do with
There's
it.
no application
Yeah.
here for them at all.
But originally, she thought that they were gonna require a land disturbance permit,
Yeah.
but then she said, just file one when you do this side.
Yeah, all right, so let's take her off
Yeah.
the table. If she's not involved, conservation's not involved, and it's really just Graves asking for recalculation, which could change things.
Yeah, I
Then
mean,
it's up to us to accept or not, or
Yeah.
waive whatever Graves recommends.
So what you have here meets the 2015.
Correct.
requirement.
Yeah.
It's just it was
Yeah.
updated last year.
Yeah,
This
right.
project's been
Yeah.
underway for more than that.
Yep, and
Yeah.
Graves, I mean, they're pointing out what would need to happen, but we.
Yeah, if we
take
filed
that
this
under-
today, it would
right.
have the updated rainfall
Yeah.
numbers,
Right,
but
right, yeah.
And MassDOT is happy.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah,
DOT has finally approved everything, correct?
right,
Yeah.
yeah,
Thank the Lord.
yeah, yeah, that didn't, that wasn't easy. I'm
No,
sure.
that was very difficult.
So we have a field change request, and you're still waiting for our final approval. It was conditional upon Graves' review, you've
Right.
gotten that, and you're just waiting for the approval, all right. Any other discussion, what am I missing before we, you know, like, move forward with this?
Yeah, he had a couple other, just like notes on the slope stabilization.
Yeah, yeah, stabilization.
So it's just the hydrology numbers were outstanding.
Yeah, I brought the NOAA sheet too, just to show you the difference, like the 2-year storm when we designed it, it was 3.2 inches, and now it's 3.26.
Yeah.
So it's,
So the trench drain is still there?
no.
No.
All right, so if it were to get excessive, we could add a trench drain.
Well, the problem is it's on Mass DOT.
DOT
zone.
wanted no part of the trench drain.
They said absolutely no trench drain for some reason because they say that there's too much maintenance involved with it.
Yeah,
And I was
right.
like, well, good thing we own a landscaping
So,
company that can maintain.
If there's a problem, it's DOT's problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Right, and they're the one, they were the
We
one
have-
against the trench drain.
We have like paper trail with them, like saying
Yeah,
like, this
yeah,
is
yeah.
not,
Right.
Yeah, it's all on
idea.
the SHAPS app, everything's recorded.
In fact, you reduced maintenance on this, you know.
Potentially.
Yeah.
and the numbers, the overall post-development numbers are still less. You know, that part didn't.
None of that'll flow out on the road, freeze.
Down in this area,
Yeah.
I don't know, I mean, has it since you guys, I mean, that
We've
driveway's
never had
been
an
there for 10
issue since
years.
we've been there for 10 years with water and runoff
Yeah.
and nothing. We've never had anything in the street.
And now
We've
there's
never had-
actually catch basins along the way there hasn't been for 10
Yeah.
years, so.
And I guess it requires the maintenance of that to spill into the catch basins the proper way. If it gets washed out or anything, that's
Pretty
the part
much,
that you guys
yeah.
have to maintain.
But I
to
mean,
make
we've
sure
had some
that-
pretty serious torrential storms over the
Yeah.
years, and like I said, we haven't had a drop of dirt on Route 20
Yeah.
or anything wash out or
Right.
zero issues whatsoever.
And it's paved all the way up and to the parking
It will
area.
be.
It will be, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, it's probably going to be too cold to pave.
Too late now.
Yeah,
Okay.
which is another question we had, but
Mhm.
because we do want to get occupancy somehow.
Yeah.
I know that's part of it.
Mhm.
So that would be our next question for your,
Yeah,
I guess,
you
a
need
later
that
date. is
paved,
We really
right.
need to get some sort of temporary occupancy or something so we could get in there. Because it's just,
Right,
And it
it's
comes
getting to
here.
the point where
Yeah.
we're struggling.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's,
you need
it's,
that space, especially in the winter.
it's just a lot of money, yeah, that we didn't plan
Sitting
on.
out there right now.
Yeah, that we're
Not using.
Yeah, all right.
Gotcha.
So the parking lot
Okay.
falls on this
Uh,
one.
I'd like to make the motion that we approve the
Yeah.
proposed field change for Boston Outdoor Living for review.
Submit, yeah. Was that a second?
Yeah.
Okay, motion and a second to approve the field changes. All in favor?
Aye.
Good, yeah,
You go.
thanks.
And then it's
Patience.
up to
Appreciate it.
Kurt with the driveway thing.
Yeah,
I think
Yeah,
Kurt,
you gotta-
that'll, if you can convince Kurt that, to give you
Yeah.
a temporary occupancy to move forward, that's probably who you're gonna need to talk to.
Yeah.
Alright.
Or something.
Alrighty.
All right.
Thanks very much.
Yep.
Thank you guys.
Good night.
Christmas.
You too.
Good. Do you want to discuss decommissioning plan or the master plan?
Who's the dates? I think we need to move forward on the master plan pretty quickly and make a
Yeah.
decision there on what we're gonna do.
Yeah, let's discuss the master plan.
I'm
Then we
all for
can
that too.
Get to I don't know if we need,
Decommissioning.
do we need to discuss decommissioning plan stuff tonight? I don't think so.
Tonight?
Let's take that off the agenda. We did a lot of decommissioning. Just talk about the master plan.
Yes, thank you.
I apologize, I haven't paid enough attention to the master plan update, especially, town administrator sent a memo out. I didn't really get to review that whole thing.
He
I
pretty
was-
much said, you know, life will be so much easier if you
Yeah.
just choose who we love, CMRPC, that's what he said.
But
Um,
if you wanna go with somebody
We
else.
could, but it would be so
Yeah.
much longer, we're already so late, it's, and you gotta spend all the money. And,
Either way, you gotta
Oh,
spend all the money.
that's, we gotta spend all the money.
Yeah, but do we have, I was confused. Do you
So-
have to spend it on master plan or can we use it to have them redo our zoning?
We have to spend our 50% on the master plan and then
We
whatever
could,
else is left over
There's
can go to
some
the master plan.
flexibility.
But you can't use it for anything else is what my understanding was.
But, so if the master plan said you really need to redo all your local zoning, it's weak here, we could use it for that. That's what Lester's says. CMRPC did the
Well-
town of Leicester's.
I think that,
So if,
I don't think we can choose one that already sent us a bid. I think it's either we choose CMRPC or we
rebid.
rebid.
That sounds like kind of almost like a threat, right? Like either choose them because we love them so much.
Right.
I'm so mean. I can't. I after I got old and I think this come out of my mouth now. But I feel like at the end of the day, whatever, we kind of own the process and plan, and it is much easier to go with CMRPC, and they're not bad. It's just that I feel like it was almost like cheated from the beginning, and it's just things aren't fair. And
A year
if
and
I
a
was
half
an
is what they
outsider, I
take.
question,
They take a
Yep,
year and
yep.
a half.
Yep.
is it just easier for us to go CMRPC and fine, we'll get it done, we'll give them all the money.
Yeah.
We could get, we'll even have a party, and I choose my favorite food for that party.
oh, to celebrate this.
To celebrate
I
it.
would
Well, it might be
Um,
just semantics.
Hit it and
So-
say, nope, we don't want it, use that
Right, I
towards
don't,
zoning.
right, I don't want, like, I just think that's a waste, like, you know, when like $5 is my limit, you're gonna give somebody, a gift in government, give $5 cup of coffee, right? So I'm like having a party, and it just seems, wasteful.
It's like, let's use up.
So two choices, we select CMRPC or we reopen the entire RFP process.
I don't care about rushing it, what,
We'll follow it anyway, and the state
no one,
And
doesn't
maybe-
actually
let
even
us
opens it
follow
up
it
after
with
we
zoning for.
do it.
Maybe it'll give us time to actually scope it better, so.
This
we can
actually,
say-
Randy, I'm sorry, Andrew's already done that, given us what he sent along was a draft proposal for an RFP. I read it over, it looks pretty good, it looks very thorough on what we're looking for, very detailed. A couple of changes I'd make to it, other than dates that he has wrong. I'd require, for community engagement, minimum of 3 townwide public workshops. I would change that to in-person,
Yep.
townwide public, things like that. But look over this draft proposal, it's pretty inclusive. I told him, I don't think it was done correctly before, I don't think we had enough detail into what we were asking. That's why we had prices all over the place, and we said, listen, we got $50,000 to spend, what can you give us for $50,000? And that's what they did, all right, we're gonna do this, this, and
And they just
this.
didn't know, they didn't have the information.
Yes, exactly,
I never, government never does anything fast anyways. I don't wanna rush,
Yeah.
because what we're gonna save 30 or 60 days, because let's just do it right, and maybe CMRPC will come back with everybody else, and theirs will be better, and we'll choose them, or.
They need to be
I just
comparable.
feel like I have this like little chip in my, like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I want everything to be
Okay.
transparent and,
So if we start now,
Gotta
we
start
could have
somewhere with
proposals
that
by the end of
transparency.
January. We can choose to, so, I mean, if you look at the timeline on this, I'm not sure if everybody read this, but I went through it pretty,
I didn't even see the attention
Detailed
on
the
this
other day.
email. I know.
You didn't see it?
I saw this email, but I didn't see it. I only have access to my phone.
So, this lists out when the selection process would be, when we expect to receive them, when they're gonna be opened, distribute the proposals to the committee February 2nd, short select list week of February 9th, interviews February 25th, select for March 11th. So, I mean, by March 11th, we can be on our way to doing it if we follow the schedule.
Anyone opposed to reopening our RFP process?
No, I think that's perfect.
Right?
So if you make that
That's
motion.
kind of
I'll
where
second it.
I'm leaning right now.
If you make that motion, I
It may
second
still be
Yep.
CMPRC, but
Yeah. Motion it,
at least it's a
let's-
fair look at it, it gives everybody a fair chance at or whatever, and they can't come back and say, well, you didn't do that fairly.
Did
You were
make
gonna plan with them all
hard
the
copy
time.
changes?
Regardless of what
I
they
didn't,
think,
I
it's
just,
better for
they're just some
us.
small changes, but I can
Yeah.
send
Okay,
it to you.
And I saw Andrew today, he said he'd like to, sit down and talk to the 3 of you and just go over that. You know,
Okay,
just 3
okay,
would
yep,
be-
that's fine,
All right.
that's fine.
I guess the
Yeah, I mean, there were
Yeah,
some dates,
Post it if it's 3 of them.
Even just to
25 in
talk
some
to
cases,
Andrew?
but.
I don't know, don't you?
Well,
But
for
just to talk to
for
Andrew.
dis-
Just send 2.
For a decision making, I mean, if it's for decision making, if it's, he's gonna clarify
Okay.
something, it's one of those weird,
Or it could be 2 of his, I mean.
maybe we could accomplish this via email, but if he specifically said to sit down, that's
Yeah.
different. Yeah. All right.
I'm
I
in
guess-
town if you're ever in town or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
I work from home multiple days a week, so I can.
What's that?
Yeah, I'm home, I'm available. I guess the work will be editing this to add in some.
There wasn't much that
specific
needed to be,
scope,
yeah,
you know.
it's actually in here. I mean, if you look at
Yeah,
what's
okay.
required in here,
You like it? Yeah.
it was pretty detailed on what was, I'm gonna try to find.
Thanks for reviewing it, Don. I appreciate you
Yeah.
sending it.
Yes, thank you. That-
Goods and services,
And I love your idea for the adding the outreach.
yeah, yeah.
And nobody might show up for those outreaches, but at least we can't be
It's
told
possible.
that we
Yeah,
didn't, like,
didn't ask for it.
we just decided
Yeah.
that.
All right, motion, and we'll go and reopen the RFP.
But I would, once again, everybody, take a look at this, and
Yeah.
if there's something that you see in here that you,
Is that a pretty standard form, like
it
Sure,
probably
Andrew has
is.
a lot of.
Yeah.
because Lester put it out, I could go
Yeah.
sneak and see what
Yeah.
they put.
I'm sure he's done a pretty good job.
It's with the, it's really nice to have the ability to
Yeah,
go
so, I mean,
look at
there's,
what other
if you
towns
look
have
at
done.
from,
Really, why reinvent?
Yeah,
part one, general fund information, approval, blah, 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 then it gets into what's required by the proposer.
Exactly.
And there's, submit a list of individuals that have financial interest in the agreement. Proposal must be signed by the agent, the company. It goes on for three
Same
pages. Scope of
standard.
service.
That's the most important.
Exactly,
Make sure
so
we have it in there.
definitely goes through here. Scope here, project management administration, 4 detailed points there, community engagement, minimum of 3 townwide public workshops, pop-up engagement at community events, schools, and key locations, digital engagement tools such as project websites, mapping tools, and surveys, joint meeting with select board, planning board, and other boards. So it's, look at that part of it.
I
scope of
guess
work.
the fee, then, he's saying the fee not to exceed 150, so our 50 plus the grant of 100.
Yes.
Yep.
And do you agree we should say that, the fee not to exceed 150, or?
why do we put an amount down?
Yeah,
Yeah, or
That's
should
why-
we be
should we
silent
really?
about
I
it?
just wonder, when you go to buy a car, you don't go, I have 25,000, what do you got?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so I mean, that's something we need to talk to Andrew about.
Yeah.
I understand that, but, I think when anybody bids that, they're gonna kinda wanna know.
Well, then they're all gonna be
And-
150.
And the thing is,
Yeah.
we have to spend the 50. The rest of it's coming from the state. And as long as everybody's on the same page and giving us
We're
a
the
price.
state, so
I mean,
say it comes at
we would just give
120.
it back. So say we only spent 80 out of the 100, we would give the 20 back.
No,
So
but
we don't-
it said maybe we could use it towards implementation.
I'm not, I think what he said was it had to be used for the master plan.
Yeah, but-
Because that's what the grant
But
was.
the
was
create
written
and the
on.
development and the creation of the master plan, what's
Yeah,
in that
sure.
definition?
As long as we have
of
some
the-
power with that master plan, too. I mean, we've had one for a long time, and it didn't stop a lot of undesirable things,
Yeah.
and we have
Yeah,
zoning, and it's
right.
not helping,
And
so.
the thing that stops it is specific bylaw language, so that is implementing the master plan.
Yeah. I just.
That
Isn't
is
the main
master plan.
reason for the master plan that it's used as a reference document?
We're supposed
for
to.
them
I
for
mean,
getting grants for-
in the perfect world,
Future.
it's.
Sounds
Every
wonderful,
decision, every
but-
board has it
Right.
in the middle of their table when they're making decisions and they're referencing.
They
It
it.
shouldn't
don't
go
know.
against the master plan,
Right.
yeah.
But it really isn't.
I don't see anything in our master plan that says
It's-
something
it's all
about
very
LNG facility
nice.
or.
I'm sure, I think,
Yeah.
I mean, the 2008 plan didn't.
Or
The
big
better than
campus
any,
house
not the
facility.
pain of a few, right?
It was my
I
secret,
haven't
it was in the back of my
seen
mind the
much
whole
there that
time
reflects
on that
what's happening
committee.
now, or has.
Oh,
For
gosh.
energy, for.
Yeah, I mean, there was,
Yeah.
it's sort of like writing a science fiction book
Yeah.
and then finding out what.
Okay, I mean, if we're gonna move on this time schedule, we gotta kind of move on it
Yeah.
Yeah,
quicker
now,
than that,
I'm
so.
I make a motion that we
Reopen.
reopen the RFP and issue with the minor edits. Can we have, I trust that the changes, do we need any time to say, anybody who has comments, reach out to Jane before a certain.
Let's do it quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just.
All right,
Yeah, I
all
just
right,
wanna
if we
look
do
at
this to it
the,
and get it out to you, I
The
would say,
wording
I'd say
and
by the end of the week.
stuff, that's all.
And then.
Couple of days, okay.
And then
Sit down
by
with-
Monday,
Can't do
we
everything
can,
at once,
we're ready
sit
to.
down and
Yep.
Okay, we have.
And shoot for, before our next meeting, have copy ready
Right, and our
to
next
be
meeting is January 7th.
sent, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, just
Can we-
try to get it
Can we,
done before
can we
June.
pre-approve it with the discretion of, I mean, we're not gonna change
Yeah,
anything major.
yeah.
We're
I
gonna-
like your changes.
I was gonna say, cause it really needs, I mean, if we're gonna, I mean, that was the only change I really had was the in-person, just to make sure that that was in-person and not online. The rest of it looked pretty good, but I would
Should
just
we-
suggest everybody look at it tonight.
Yeah.
If you don't see anything, just say, yeah, go with what we have.
And Andrew might not wanna even care about meeting with us if we say we're good to go with this, with
Yeah.
these little changes. I mean,
Let's just agree on the price. Should we call out a number, a dollar amount
what
in
do you-
the RFP or not?
What do people do? Do they?
Yeah, right,
They
what
max-
has been done
they
in the
max it out,
past.
but, that's what normally happens, like you will do it down to the penny. That's what I've seen for,
Oh, you're an auditor. right?
but,
You know, should we call out, or should we just say, this is the scope? Give us your dollar,
well,
give us your quote.
then we have CMRPC who already knows the 150 again. So
Oh,
I think
true.
that, since it's, and we've been talking, I mean, if they do the, so
Yeah, maybe we should to be fair.
just be very, just let's see what we can get for 150.
I
Let's
just
get the
was
most.
really happy that we might be able to save the town 100,000 and use that towards something, other
Yeah.
zoning
Yeah.
thing.
How about if we,
You sound like a New Englander.
No, the other $100,000
Sound like a
would
town.
just go
Trying to
back,
save some
would just
money.
go back to the state and would be given to another town to waste, I'm sorry, to utilize.
I just,
So,
yeah, I was
or-
hoping that.
I'm less worried about saving money than I am worried about a fair bidding process.
Yeah.
Fair bidding, I'd take the little
I
saving.
agree.
Well, if
We
we're
just-
gonna
I just
have
want a
to
fair
spend
Just think,
it,
if I were those companies, I would make
I'd be
an ethics
really-
complaint.
Yep, yep,
Um,
yep, and I think they have,
I'm with you there.
maybe we just take out this one sentence, the fee is not to exceed 150, and we keep in, we have appropriated 50 and we have a grant for 100. And don't
think-
say the maximum.
I don't think it makes a difference, I think keep it, be very transparent and keep it in there, right, unless you're having a huge
I just wanted to
problem.
talk about it, yeah, all right.
I mean,
Yep.
Yeah, I guess if they watch this,
Sure, versus
Yeah.
they'll know the
All right,
amount.
so we'll keep it as. okay,
Yeah,
we'll
that's
keep the
true.
I was
dollars
actually
in
trying to
there.
find out what Lester paid.
Yep.
Could not find it on their website.
Really?
I asked a friend to go check.
Yeah, call them, they have to tell.
I was just curious, because they have maybe 2,000 less people than us. They had 400 people, apparently, that
Alright.
replied.
So let's get this
That's
out,
better
and
than
get this done before
we
the
had.
January 7th,
No,
it'll, let's set a deadline.
well,
let's
you've got
publish
to
this.
post it in Stonebridge, it's got to be posted for 2 weeks.
In December, all right.
So, I mean, we've got to post it by December 17th.
and the holiday is gonna be
And
like.
the holiday's coming up, so, I mean,
Alright,
so
that's
we gotta
why
do
Andrew
this,
wants
so
to
it's,
sit down
we've gotta
and
do
follow.
this via email.
To make
But,
All right, and if that's pretty good, then I don't think we can get in trouble with that. We can
okay,
send
so
it.
I mean, I can talk to Andrew tomorrow and,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, he wants
just,
to get going.
okay.
So does
I
he
think
take
that's-
care of where it gets put,
It goes in Stonebridge and
like something?
Goods and Services.
A state
Goods and
thing, yeah.
Services. I think we still need to send out feelers like we did in the last one to.
Isn't there a planners, like, network
Oh,
that
yeah, we
goes
have
out?
mass planners.
Yeah.
I think we're on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I posted the last one.
But
on
I would
Mass
think like,
Planners.
Yeah,
Listserv.
please do this.
Mass.gov has a bidding page, wouldn't they, for,
Yeah, I was surprised it wasn't.
Municipal, there must be a municipal
Yeah,
bidding page.
it wasn't
There
posted
has
last
to be.
time.
that's right, it wasn't, you couldn't find it anywhere.
Yeah.
Last time we looked and
Okay.
it
It was
wasn't
not
there.
on
We
that, there should be a municipal bidding
Yep, there is.
site or.
Planners
or
can get
commission.
on.
That everybody, all the consultants can get on to be able to bid and
Yeah, we
All right,
looked for
okay.
it, because it
Published
wasn't
by
in.
December 17, is that what you said?
It needs to be published in
Good.
the paper because it needs to run for 2 weeks, so.
Be
What's
nice to
today,
have
the
this
3rd?
going.
So we'll
I think
target.
We don't have
could do it
another
even
meeting
faster.
this month, so that
No.
makes it
So
tough.
I make a motion that we pre-approve to get, to reissue
Yeah.
the RFP and
Right.
with some minor changes, with at least some communication with
Right.
Andrew to
Email,
Yeah.
Okay.
with the small changes of,
Right.
live, you know,
one
in-person meetings and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And any other small
Yeah.
tweaks, as long as it isn't anything huge material,
Okay.
like a party, then,
Okay, I'll second that. Are you continuing on?
It's funny.
motion and a second, we're targeting a deadline date to publish this December 17th.
Yay, yeah.
With email
Nice.
correspondence back and forth. All in favor?
I,
Aye. Approved. And then can we also add, like, we need to cancel the existing RFP, just communicate out to the respondents that,
we're
Well, the
redoing
two
it.
that we
thank you
did
for
receive.
sending,
Yeah,
but we're redoing it.
that's nice.
something like that.
We're redefining it and sending it
And
back.
here's the link.
Yeah, all right.
Can send us the
I
same
think
thing
that's
you
the
sent us,
ethical
but
And I'll reach out to
fancier
Andrew
and
tomorrow
waffles.
or this week and talk to him and get that move forward.
Thanks, Don.
No problem. I will not be here January 7th for the meeting. I'll be in North Carolina. If you really need me, I could probably dial in if you want to do a Zoom or something like that. We can do it that
Should we
way.
go back to Zoom meetings? Where's Drew? Is he still?
I thought we
like
didn't have a
that
Zoom account
Zoom,
anymore.
'cause I go to Florida.
So we don't have to time zone.
We don't
We don't
have to,
have to.
but it was
I think it's more
useful.
public friendly.
Yeah.
So look into how to.
I think it's more transparent all around. you know.
And we can Zoom and film. There's no problem.
Yeah,
Right,
and
with that.
people
right.
can, who can't make it in, can ask
Do
questions.
you want
What
to
is,
just open that up?
what is the select
Oh,
board
here's
do?
Drew. The water sewer still does Zoom.
Yep.
Okay.
But the only ones I think that do Zoom.
Yeah.
No, you don't have to, but we could. We
You
can.
could, oh, yeah,
We
yeah,
can do
yeah. Yeah,
and
conservation
plus.
does it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Conservation
that's
just
right,
did today.
conservation does.
Recreation.
You
I
have to
mean-
call and get the number for
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
conservation,
I'll have to.
which I
They-
didn't care for. I just
Have it
wanna.
back in.
if I'm
Conservation
free, I can
still
do
the-
it. I
Used to be a
mean,
link, I mean, did you post your links before? Who created the links before?
The board all zooms
I
in.
think.
They don't have. sit
Oh,
down.
conservation, no, they're there.
Oh,
They were
they're
live.
here.
They were
Okay.
live tonight, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But people who
the water
can't make
sewer
it.
doesn't sit in.
Maybe
They
the
all-
water
I'll-
sewer is what I saw the other day.
Yeah, they all
Yeah.
Zoom
Yeah,
in.
they all zoom in.
Recreation
I'll do it
only
tomorrow.
has Zoom meetings. We don't have an office. We only have a file cabinet in the town barn.
In the-
Oh,
The
you're
new one or
checking
the old
this by
one?
Zoom?
The new one, but a file cabinet, no.
Okay.
If we film and Zoom, which gets loaded on YouTube?
Do we need to film and zoom?
I do
Yeah,
this,
It
exactly.
automatically, right?
if you have, I mean,
Yeah,
for
I would say that.
conservation, I have to go in on the TV to show the people
Yeah.
zooming in. So if you do that, I can zoom, you know, if someone's on there, I get them. So this would go
Yeah.
on.
And
Preferably,
I would say that we could Zoom just for communication purposes,
Oh,
but
absolutely.
don't record it.
Why not record the Zoom?
Couldn't hurt. Yep, couldn't hurt to record
I was
it.
gonna say, if we record the Zoom,
Yeah.
do we need?
And if something happens for me,
Yeah.
then we always have that.
Yeah.
It's a
do
good
Yeah,
thing.
okay,
Yeah.
no problem. no
So
problem.
who's
But
in
then
charge
I-
of putting it online though? Like-
I put it online.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep,
yes,
yep,
okay.
yep.
And I would say he uploads the video, not the Zoom.
Right.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yep, that's fine.
That's
Yep.
what I would.
Yeah, the selectmen
Okay,
aren't on
works.
Zoom now,
Yeah.
but it like quickly goes on
Yeah.
on
The
recording.
next, that,
The very-
before the next morning.
Yeah,
Mary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's
it's
on
gotta
it.
be right on.
But I prefer those
What,
on Zoom
what does she do?
myself.
She
for the
uploads.
selectmen.
No, she makes sure I upload it that night.
Okay, to the YouTube.
Yeah,
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 okay.
yeah. So she can see it the next day, which makes sense.
Yeah,
All right.
30 minutes.
All right, I would like to move forward that to turn on Zoom and continue with Drew recording
No, fine.
this. And we published to YouTube, TV Charlton, the video recorded, not the Zoom.
Okay.
Okay?
As long as the Zoom is in your agenda,
Yeah.
you don't have to do it every week or every time. You just,
Yeah.
it's just in that one
Yeah.
agenda.
I
Right,
would
it was
say
on the bottom, the
Yeah.
whole link.
If the next month you don't want to do it, it's not on there.
we should literally go to IT, get a dedicated laptop so we keep it off of anyone's laptop here,
Yeah.
just hit the start button.
Well, it's also, it records on the web for you. I usually get a web
Yeah.
link. That's how I get it
Yeah.
from.
Just a dedicated machine, so it's not tying up your machine, you know,
Randy's laptop.
or Randy's laptop, yeah, just dedicated.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Just hit the button and go and turn it off when we're done.
Yeah.
I don't know if we need to vote on that, but it's,
No.
I think we should just turn that on.
Yeah, yeah.
And the
I mean,
fee's already been paid. Someone told me,
Yeah.
well, you're,
Oh, yeah.
maybe we don't,
Just
it's like a
So,
one.
So you
you
have-
could,
Activate,
you have a desktop here, right?
Zoom.
It can always be run from any computer, it doesn't need to be on
Yeah.
the table. You can just have it on
Yeah,
your
yeah,
desktop
exactly.
icon, hit the record button
Right.
and just start recording.
But if you need to see
We need
people,
that the owl thing though, don't
Just-
we?
you'll need to see people though that you're
We
talking
should
to on the Zoom.
Maybe
Isn't
talk
that
to
what
Jeff.
sits
Yeah,
here and
put it on your
follows us?
computer.
Yeah.
Literally just give us a
Oh, that's it.
dedicated
Yeah.
laptop
Yeah.
for only.
And if the
Zoom,
selectmen
just
aren't
literally
using theirs,
start
I
the
probably
meeting.
use theirs.
Because I don't want to tie up
I
your
don't know if this
laptop
one's.
because I think it
Oh.
starts.
I don't know. I'm not-
Theirs is a small one, right?
Yeah,
No,
just
same
get a
thing.
laptop.
Same
I'll talk to
No.
you
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
I think it's good.
And yeah,
all
we
around for
would-
transparency.
You'd use that camera, you'd use the owl.
Yeah,
still,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. And I would say that TV so you guys can see
No,
who
they
we're talking
extended
to.
it.
Exactly, yeah.
It was supposed to come up and they keep
This may not
renewing
happen
it.
at our next
Oh,
meeting.
I thought they made it permanent.
Oh, good.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
I know they extended it.
they have permanent.
Okay, not for next meeting, but we'll move in that direction and see if Jeff can help us, you know,
He'll
with
order
the
me,
Zoom and all
he'll
that.
take care of it.
And if you could work with Jeff. and
Oh, absolutely,
the owl
yeah.
and whatever
Yeah.
he has to have,
Yeah.
That would be great. All right. Anything else?
There's always something else.
All right.
No, there is one thing. I was kidding, I wasn't kidding. So the most recent thing we got from Kurt was dated 2 weeks ago. It was on Randy's computer. When,
For the cease and desist?
yeah, those are kind of important things, I think. Is there any way that we can get it, maybe have Randy forward those things if
I'm
they?
not sure, is it important for the planning board, is it important for
Well, we
Kurt?
were-
Because he's the one that is issuing the, you know.
Well, if we
can
didn't
move
know
on like we
about it.
could, he's still not gonna get.
Right, but if we didn't, it gave us pause as to what's going on with the project. We wouldn't have known
Do you always
that
get a
this
copy,
was going
if it
on.
goes to Randy, do you always get a copy in case he's sick? Like, would you also know that
He's
that
been,
exists?
he's been giving me everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we-
All right, I just figured, you know, if it's good to know.
Yeah.
The selectmen find out about everything
Yeah.
because of the police.
But
telling
anything
them.
I get, I can forward everything to you guys.
That's fine.
I just like it better than the minute we sit down. If it comes in, obviously people give them to you late all the time and then they want you to vote on it and no one's had time to really review it.
Right.
So that to me, it's,
Yes. I'm no problem.
or just make the person wait one meeting.
Did that come up, by the way, because the assessor notified Kurt? Or did Kurt find out that they were back taxes owed or?
I'm sure assessors.
I sent a
Kurt.
note to the
Yeah.
assessors and asked if they were current.
Okay, so that's.
And I
So
sent
then
a
it
letter,
triggered
she
that.
sent it
You're
to
such a
Kurt,
troublemaker.
Kurt answered back. Well, because the owners didn't match.
Sure.
It was a California one, and I Googled the California one, and they were out of business.
Yeah, all right.
So that could be why they were so far back in taxes, but that just shows you the disconnect in this industry.
Yeah.
They owe, 2.5 years of taxes, and nobody,
Nobody caught it on our side either.
well, we wouldn't, right, because you said Kurt's the one that watches whether they current,
It's all
they sign
different
off.
people and
Yeah.
they're not talking to. we have-
Auburn has
it's-
everyone
it's
meet
not
together,
connected,
you know.
do
They have conservation, they have one table with reps from everyone when it comes to projects.
Yeah, but they started having development meetings here, and everybody, you know,
Oh,
Has been
even
going.
like on solar things,
Good.
like?
well, that was before. Now they're having development meetings once a month. You
It'd be
know,
nice to
started
know what's
that.
coming
Projects.
down the
Yeah,
pipe.
yeah, but the
Yeah.
solar, that was back in the
All
day.
right,
They
so
didn't.
Randy's at the table, yeah.
Mhm.
yeah.
Because my fear is with those NDAs that
Yeah,
we're gonna
right.
get,
Just talk.
there's a lot of
Yeah.
non-disclosure agreements for,
Yeah.
you know, the data centers, so
Mm,
we still have a very large parcel cleared. They're clearing even more.
Up in,
Glickman, do you have people, when you come down 20,
Mm.
do you know if they have a tenant that needed more trees cut?
I saw that too, I don't know.
is that on the original plan?
We don't know
They had
what's
a
even
lot,
going
they had
there.
a big logger up there coming down the hill.
You're talking about over in the south with okay.
Yeah, the one where we were supposedly
one.
getting Walmart.
Okay.
Yeah, the GFI.
I mean,
Partners.
do we send Graves out there to look at it, to make sure they're still within the site plan?
I thought maybe conservation, it looked like
Or
they were
somebody,
coming
I
down
mean,
with the
somebody needs to look at
wetlands.
that to make sure they're still within the site plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought people, they were stabilizing the hill too. They had put some, you could see it
Yeah.
right through the woods.
But I did
Well,
see
the
there was
leaves
a
are,
lot
the leaves are
there.
down now too,
Yeah.
so it makes it a lot more obvious. I came in from
Everyone's asking,
service and
"What's
they go,
going on
wow,
down
that's a
there?"
big field up there.
Right.
We didn't even get this one.
All right, excellent.
Okay.
Motion?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, I can say aye.
9:15.
Yeah.